believe we are streaming now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out. Okay, that needs to go down. That needs to go down.
Are you on Twitch or on YouTube?
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure how to use Twitch at the moment. So, yeah, that's annoying. It's also a little early, so it says unsupported resolution, but it's clearly streaming.
That's
See,
weird.
There's somebody right there. Hello, Jolly Sunshine. How are you doing?
Oh, wait, there we go.
Yay, we're good. Woohoo!
Turn down.
Okay. So,
Good.
so basically, guys, this is a narration stream. Basically, it's just like the last one. You request us readings to read, and we read. We read. And joining me tonight is the wonderful Ribonchan, who likes to do a lot of peek-abuse.
Very funny. Hello, everyone.
Hopefully you can be heard okay. I'm sure you should be. I can actually check on that. Hey, Shala Reed, hello, Azure Phoenix. Yep, I know who you are. Hello, Beast Mode. I must have missed you somehow. Hopefully my internet just plays nice, because I don't want to be dealing with bullshit. But
yeah,
I have already been...
Totally good.
So basically how this goes is you guys request... Fuck dicks, fuck.
Fuck dicks.
We basically get requested readings, and we read. And this is like the raw version, so you get to hear every fuck up, every lovely mess up that we have to offer. Now, I have already been requested. Why do I keep saying this? Requested. I keep saying that. I have already been oh my god. I have already been requested. I have already been god damn it. Okay, whatever. I've already been requested a reading by my friend Urban Ghoul. So this isn't going... I have no idea what the story is. It's called Marshmallows, and from what Urban told me, she said that it's very weird, but also like satisfying, I guess you could say.
Okay, wait a minute. Mind if I see if I can find this particular creepy pasta?
Oh, I can. Well, I can link it to you real quick. Hang on.
Yeah, if you can.
Control C. All right, am I in the right track? Yes, I am. And there you go. First rep of the night. Yay.
Is that a regular occurrence?
Yeah, it is. I did.
Alrighty then.
I actually did a smile.jpg last week. Well, not last week. Last time. Fuck.
Well, I guess since this is your stream, I guess you'll read first.
I read first. Man, this is gonna be a mess up stream.
Well,
That's
if you
what
want
it
to
is.
anyway.
No, that's fine. You got tomorrow with you, because some of these stories can be long. I don't know how long this one is.
Well, I got time.
I've got water. Water is good.
I got tea and water.
I've also got a lot of people to say hello to. Hello, Will Light. Hello, Small Werewolf. Vince. The Wingman, I believe I know who that is. Discord. You from Discord? Because there's someone named the Wingman in Lotus's server. Okay, so...
Oh, yes. Hello there, Zachary. Hello.
Hello, Zachary. Hello, everybody. Let's just do let's just do that. Well, guys, let's request something for him after this story. Oh my god. If the word request is in this, I'm going to have the hardest time. I don't know why. Hello, hey, yeah, it's me.
See.
Well, I guess I need to get to streams earlier so that I know what was read. Yeah, that was, I have no idea how long ago that was. April 2nd, so that was 2 weeks ago. Exactly 2 weeks ago. Yay! Oh, whoops, I went down. Alright, without further ado, let's do the lovely readings. Also, dry read, guys, so I have no idea what to expect. You guys can hear Rebon okay, right? God, every worry is just going straight through my head. Rebon, talk to make sure that they can hear you.
Alright, can you guys hear me?
Can you hear Rebon? Is Rebon hearable? She should be. Almost I've got the volume, nope, I don't got it muted, so that's good. That's good.
Oh, okay. Alright. That's good,
Okay,
that's good.
so Zachary says yes. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
The
right.
clock struck 8, and I knew it was time for my favorite treat, a mug of hot cocoa. It was a nightly ritual that had started since I was 3 years old. I always had hot cocoa at exactly 8, and I'd have a marshmallow or two with it. That night, however, everything changed. I ate my hot cocoa and searched the cupboards for my bag of marshmallows only to find it empty. My heart began to race and I broke into a sweat. No marshmallows? Oh my god, this already sounds weird. This already sounds weird. No, it wasn't possible. It couldn't be. I had marshmallows with my hot cocoa. I started to rummage around the cupboards, tossing aside boxes and cans. Maybe there were marshmallows somewhere I'd forgotten. Yet the more I searched, the more I found myself panicking. I started tossing more cans and boxes to the floor as I emptied the cupboards. No marshmallows in sight. No marshmallows in sight. I started to search the shelves, throwing away forks and knives as I kept searching. Nothing. Soon the floor was littered with cans, boxes, and cutlery. Yeah. Yet there was no sign of any. I could do this so dramatic. Yet there was no signs of any marshmallows. I clutched my hands into fists and began to cry. This was terrible. I then got an idea. The fridge. Maybe there were marshmallows in there. Yes, I had to try. I simply couldn't live with myself otherwise. Oh my god, what kind of fic is this? This is so weird. Like, someone just freaking out over marshmallows. Oh god, rarity marshmallows. Damn it. Oh, I should have
For that record, I am not made of marshmallows, thank you.
Okay. I opened the fridge with great speed and started to toss away all the useless food that was stacked inside. No sign of any marshmallows. This was starting to cause me to get dizzy with stress. I threw the contents of the fridge across the floor until I found myself staring into emptiness. I broke down. No marshmallows. I couldn't believe it. I looked over the counter and saw my hot cocoa. It was getting cold, yet I couldn't drink it without marshmallows. I was shaking all over. I was shaking all over.
What the hell? All this over marshmallows, okay.
I know, right? This is so weird. Okay, where was I? Lost my place. Shit! Okay. Then, it came to me in an instant. I knew a place I had marshmallows. I looked down and patted my... Oh, shit. I looked down and patted my belly. Yes, there must be marshmallows in there. Like a cookie jar, I mean. I had just drunk hot cocoa the previous night, and the marshmallows must still be in there somewhere. No, they would have dissolved by now, dude. I started to chuckle despite my tears and went on all fours, scrambling over the floor as I found what I was looking for. A large kitchen knife. Yes, that would do nicely. I started to shiver as I looked at the knife and sat down, starting to edge it towards my stomach. Holy shit, dude. Wow. You're basically going to basically digest yourself. Or dissect yourself, not digest yourself. What? Dissect yourself just for marshmallows. The fuck? Okay, where am I? I was so happy. Soon I'd get my marshmallows and this nightmare would be over. I couldn't help but grin some more. And just as I was about to press that knife into my stomach, the kitchen door opened and my roommate entered carrying bags. For some reason, he dropped them in shock, looking at me as if I was crazy. You are crazy. I just stared back until I saw a small bag of marshmallows fall out from one of the bags. I dropped the kitchen knife and got to my feet as my friend started yelling something. I couldn't make out his words. I couldn't make his words out. It was all a blur to me. All I want is my marshmallows. What the fuck?
Fuck!
My friend ran... Oh my god. My friend ran out the room and I could hear him in the other room calling someone. I didn't really care. My focus was on the little bag of marshmallows, smiling contentedly as I picked them up and started to head back to the counter. My friend kept shouting in the other room. Something must have spooked him, I guess. I just opened the bag of marshmallows and put them in the hot cocoa and took a sip. Yes, I do like marshmallows. What the fuck did I just read?
What the fuck was that?
The fuck did I just read?
I have no idea.
I mean, sure, that went freaking dark quick, but what the shit?
Yeah, the guy's going crazy because he doesn't have marshmallows to put in his cocoa.
Like, are the marshmallows a metaphor for something? Like, something more possessive? Like, maybe he's a little insane? Well, okay, the category is mental illness, items/objects. So, yeah, it's probably a metaphor for something to do with something that isn't marshmallows. Like drugs. Maybe drugs. Because his friend was, like, screaming to death. Alright, guys. Since I read, it's Ribonchan's turn to read now.
Alright.
Oh god, now they're saying recruit. Fuck! Can't do it. Why can't I not words? Oh my god, I need to scroll up a lot. I can hear her, no marshmallows. The crawl space next. What the fuck? Yeah, I think the marshmallow is like something for drugs. This reminds me of the Game Boy SP Special Edition creepypasta. Interesting. Sounds like an EXE.
Okay.
Hello,
so
Ace
what
Flame,
should
by
I
the way.
read?
Chat, have at it. What should she read? Small Werewolf said he had a request. Vince.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. He must have autism. Ooh. I don't know about that. Rebound has autism, so maybe she can oblige for that a little more than me.
Depends on what he means by that.
Basically, that he may have seen the marshmallows as something else. Like, can autism possibly do that to you?
I don't think so.
Like, make you envision something else as something else? Oh, he sent the link to me. Okay. Oh, hey, AJ, there you are. He said that he wants you to read this. Hang on, I gotta...
Ready.
Whoopsie. Maybe if my computer will cooperate with me.
The Legend of the Stolen Game Boy SP. Isn't that funny? I actually had a blue Game Boy Advance SP when I was a kid.
I'm trying to get to it, but my computer is being a jackass. As usual. Okay. Let's put that down. Okay, here's the... do you need the link? Holy shit, Wattpad. Wattpad? Oh my god! I am slurring my words tonight, people. You are looking...
Wait.
You are looking for
can
a
you
god...
send me it?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Okay, I'm in the right place. Alright. There you go. I don't know what to expect.
Well,
we're starting off with a reading that's a metaphor for drugs. So, or something. I don't know. It sounds like drugs to me.
I wonder how long this one is. Well, not too long, but let's see what we can do from that.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I rarely narrate, but we'll see where this goes.
Knock it out of the park, Ribonchan. This is your Phoenix AP.
Alright, I will do it. The Boy with the Game Boy SP Blue Edition by Colonel Noodle. It all started 53 years ago, when I was just a fully grown little boy. Fully grown little boy. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little subliminal right there.
Yeah, I'll say that. Alright. One day,
Okay, what did
when I
go
was
send me?
jumping through the streets, I happened upon a large witch. A large witch. Hold on, what?
Wait, where
A
are you?
I
After
happened upon a large which clobbered me violently into a nearby window. A large what?
Yeah.
Is
After
it a
getting
large bus?
after get after getting my bearings, I looked up to see a young boy with a Game Boy Advance special blue edition in his tiny little hands. I had oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Whoopsie.
Okay.
I happened upon a large witch. I don't know, a large dick.
A large dick. God, Lost would be proud.
I learned it from her.
Alright. After getting my bearings, I looked up to see a young boy with a Game Boy Advance SP Blue Edition in his tiny little hand. I had always dreamed of owning a Game Boy SP Blue Edition, but my family could barely even afford gold.
Okay, is this going to be about jealousy? I kind of have
I have a feeling it might.
because I kind of had a similar situation with someone who had a PSP. One of my friends had a PSP. So, kind of the same ordeal, not exactly.
He looked up at me with those big, vibrating eyes. Vibrating eyes. Okay,
I can
I'll
provide.
continue.
I can provide sound effects.
His two lower teeth quivered in confusion. Mama. He said softly.
Mama.
Oh god. I don't even know if I said that right.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, let me go.
Oh, copyright music. Shit.
Okay. Jeez. This was my... I ran at him, screaming and stomping my feet, scrambling his brain in sheer confusion. I shoved him as hard as I could and grabbed his Game Boy SP Blue Edition, and I ran out the door. So he ended up scaring this kid to death and ended up stealing his game.
Yay.
His Game Boy.
That's that.
Yeah! Our main hero, ladies and gentlemen! Oh, God.
Our main character, a thief.
Yes. I pulled open the door with its big, smelly handle and let myself in quietly. I snuck past my many parents? What?
What?
How many parents does this kid have?
Oh god, it's polygamists.
Oh, sweet God, no! Oh, no, no, no. Alright,
Oh shit.
And shut myself inside my room.
Into my room.
I had made it. Finally, a Game Boy Advance SP to call my own. I will have to keep it hidden from my family. I shouldn't ever allow them to know.
Yeah, this is similar to like the final story. The last story. Except it's a Game Boy Advance SP, so special edition, I guess is what that means.
Yeah. Alright. I took the Game Boy SP in my small, beautiful hands and proceeded to slide the switch to on. I will never forget that wonderful sound it made the first time I turned it on. And that wonderful Nintendo logo splashed my screen in sheer delight. I blew out my candle and pulled my curtain shut tight.
Oh god, are we going to...
I pulled my curtain shut tight.
Huh. Okay.
Wouldn't it be better if you said, I pulled my curtains...
Closed? You know?
Closed? Yeah, shut tight? That makes no sense.
Then again, this could be another metaphor for something, which I'm guessing it is.
Maybe. Let's see. I wanted absolutely nothing to get in the way of my first Game Boy Advance SP Blue Edition experience. Suddenly, a small man appeared on screen. Shortly after, the word Mario started flashing behind him. I assumed this man is the man known as Mario. I had seen adverts showing him on television. The title of the screen slowly lowered itself in from the top of the screen.
Because of curtain
Super
closing.
Mario and the Legend of the Stolen Game Boy SP Blue Edition.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay,
Okay.
heart is spelt wrong. Okay, trigger. That's already a trigger.
Yeah, it's a trigger for me too.
My
heart sank as I noticed a dead pixel in the lower left region of the screen. Beggars can't be choosers, I thought to myself.
Beggars can't be choosers.
And I pressed the start button with my fingery. What?
My fingy? My fingy?
Fingy?
My fingy?
What's a fingy?
Oh, the fun of old creepypastas, because they basically had such bad spelling and all that shit.
Oh my god, yeah, no kidding.
Also,
right.
Urban, what the fuck did you have me read?
I don't know.
I mean, aggressive curtain closing.
A vast landscape with clouds, bushes, and bricks appeared before my very eye. And there he was, the familiar Mario Man I had grown to enjoy.
Well,
I pressed left on the left button. Okay, that's a little redundant.
Huh? I pushed left on the directional button. The left directional button. I pushed the left directional button. There you go.
Yeah, that would make things easier. Mario himself dashed to the left. Dust between his silly brown shoes filled the air. Amazed by his speed, I quickly pushed right to test his turning abilities.
Huh?
I was not disappointed, as Mario changed direction in a matter of seconds. I learned the other button functions as I played. B allowed Mario to dash at high speed similar to my own. A allowed him to leap so high in the sky that I screamed in fear that perhaps maybe he wouldn't come back down. Yet, he always did, which engaged me in the game world even further.
Okay.
I quickly grasped the concepts of jumping large gaps, avoiding enemies, and climbing a big flagpole at the end of each level.
Wait a minute, did he run into a flagpole?
I guess so?
I don't know. Oh, I'm still saying he ran into a dick.
He ran into a big dick. Yeah. Yes, a big dick.
Urban Ghoul says hi, by the way.
Hello. Hello there.
The game has entered the real world. Yeah, I figured that.
I
still like Game Boy Advance, I'm going to kill you.
I got to the 4th level without much problems. I looked into a nearby mirror and smiled at myself with one eyebrow raised, and I said loudly, "Does this game think I'm not good? I can handle anything it throws my way." God. Suddenly, the screen turned black. And I don't just mean black. I mean so black. The screen looked like a big, deep hole.
It's a vagina. Get used to it.
Oh God, no! Oh God, oh.
Oh God, that would make it a masturbation option.
Oh, good Lord,
Object, not option. Object.
I said out loud. Sorry. I said out loud, is this a hole I see before me? And it echoed like a hole.
Oh my goodness. It
echoed like a hole. Wouldn't a cave make more sense?
Yeah, a cave.
Yeah, not a hole. I don't get that. Okay.
Oh dear.
I wiped a large chunk of sweat. Wait, large chunk of sweat?
Huh?
How do you get a large chunk of sweat?
Large ball or large amount? You know?
Yeah.
It echoed like a whole best line. Oh my God.
Brow? Flopping brow?
I have no idea.
Okay. I wiped a large chunk of sweat from my flopping brow. That was weird, I thought, and a big bubble next to my head.
Huh?
Oh boy. Oh shit. I know where this is going.
Okay.
The level loaded, but This time, it took a lot longer. Mario stood in place. So I pushed right, and he began running. I noticed the graphics were getting all jumbly. Excuse me.
Jumbly.
Not jumbly. Also, the music was becoming less like the Mario thing. Da 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 da. And more garbled, like. I don't know what I'm reading at this point. I was nearing the first gap of the stage to jump. As I drew closer, I readied my sweating pink thumb over the A button. Bleh. I can talk. I can read.
I can do English.
The gap was here. I pushed the button, but Mario didn't jump. He just screamed, "Yahoo!" I pushed left as far as I could, and he grounded to a halt, right at the edge of the gap. I pressed A frantically and repeatedly to try. And repeatedly to try to make him jump, but he just screamed and screamed, "Ha-hoo!
Yahoo!
Yahoo!
Mario is dead!"
The camera... Look at me! I'm dead!
I think you had a little...
Right.
I think you had a little bit of audio feedback in your microphone, because I heard like a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, it is a little bit. I don't think it's any big deal.
All right, let's see.
Oops.
The camera zoomed in on my face as I pummel. Excuse me. As I pummel that A button, trying to make Mario fill that air above his body. But all that filled the air were my friend Mario's screams of fear. I said, "No more!" I pulled the cartridge from the Game Boy SP and threw it out my window. It landed in some mud outside, and I laughed, and I closed my window. That's a run-on sentence right there. I turned around. ... And I saw that the cartridge was back in my Game Boy. ...
Oh my god, really?
Oozed from its cartridge slot. I gasped and said to myself,
"You gassed?
No!
You gassed? You said you gassed."
Gasp. That's what I meant.
Gasp. Gasp.
Yeah. Gasped. Sorry. And said to myself, "No. It cannot be." The Game Boy turned itself back on. Mario's face appeared with hyper-realistic skin pores and bloody chapped lips.
Oy. Oh.
Wait.
Okay.
He spoke softly. "You stole me from my human. Now I, Mario of Nintendo America Incorporated, curse you forever."
Oh my god. That was so...
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I don't know. "He stole me from my human. Now I am Mario of Nintendo of America Incorporated. Curse you forever."
Louder than the eagle of the night. There must be some way to undo this curse!
Wow.
I decided the only way to rid myself from this curse was to beat the game.
Myself.
I ran up to the first gap of the level. I pushed A, and Mario just screamed, "Hoo!" I fell into the hole, and Mario lost a life. This is when I noticed my skin began to rot and turn slightly green.
So whatever happens in the game happens
What
to
on
you.
What on earth is happening, Mario? I asked Mario. "Every life you lose, I will make you rot. Ha 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 ha."
Oh my god.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
Alright.
This is classic creepypasta, people. This is classic creepypasta.
Yes, it is.
This is very classy.
I asked, "How can I beat the game with only screams? I cannot jump gas by screaming. Fuck you!" said Mario.
That was the best
I screamed,
line.
"Ho ha! Wah!"
Woo!
I don't know. Oh my god. I decided not to beat the scream in fear of me running.
Oh my
I
god.
decided that I was going to do the right thing. I ran out of my room, pushing my feeble mother out of the way in the hallway.
Whew.
Okay.
Ew.
I ran down the street to the boy's house. Thunder bellowed and rain pitter-pattered on my crying face.
Hey, good writing.
Finally, I reached the house. I leaped up to the boy's window and let myself in.
Oh, so he can leap like Mario?
Much.
He can leap like the fuck?
The room was dark. Boy, boy, I cried out. Boy, are you there?
What?
I turned. Okay, how did he know where this boy lives?
More importantly, he's calling him boy.
Yeah, what's his real name?
I have a feeling who the boy is? Mario? And that it was all a trap.
Alright.
Boy.
I turned on the light switch. As the room lit up, I saw many people dressed in black.
Oh,
They all
hello.
cried. Oh my.
It's the occult.
They all cried softly.
Who the flip are you people?
Who the flip are you people? I asked with tears running down my chinny chin chin. What the fuck? My chinny chin chin.
Not by the
Are
hair
we
of my
gonna
chinny chin chin.
Pigs now?
Oh my god, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
Also,
We are this boy's family. A woman replied.
I was his
I was
mother.
his mother. She pointed into the center of a room where a small white coffin suspended over.
Hello, Arcanum.
In a house? In a house? Why? My heart sank. Is your boy inside that box? I asked with an eyebrow raised and a finger on my chin. Yes, a crazed person broke into our home, ravaged our son, and stole his childhood.
Oh no!
Oh my!
Oh my! Shit!
Everything went slow. I dropped to my knees. I held the Game Boy tightly in my clenched fist. Could this be my fault? I asked politely.
Face palm, face palm, face palm, face palm.
Oh Jesus! You think?
You think? You stole the fucking thing.
His mother walked over to me with a big fat tear in her. She told me,
What the fuck?
It really means a lot that a stranger would let himself into our house, into our home to pay respects to a boy he didn't know. I'm sure you two would have gotten great. Except she doesn't question the fact of that being the thing.
Because she knows that this kid's fucked.
Yeah. Then she pointed to a priest and said, "Please lower our child into the earth now."
Wow.
Inside the house?
It's not a house.
We're not in a graveyard or something.
It's a portal.
What the fuck?
I have no idea.
I have no idea what this is. The priest did just that. He pulled on a lever with a shiny red ball on it. The coffin started going down. I shoved the mother from my... and I sprinted toward the coffin. I shoved the mother from my what? Okay, I'm not gonna answer that question. I am not going to answer that question.
That does... Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, sweet God. Alright. I jumped on that coffin and the rope snapped. I began falling into the earth, the child inside.
Well,
I heard the screams of his family echoing above. I pried open the coffin as we fell. Good luck trying to get that open there, kid.
Yeah,
it's nailed shut.
Yeah. This is bad pasta. That's what this is.
It's really bad, but it's so funny.
It's crappy pasta.
No,
that's what they call it.
We should be reading more of these, actually. This is more entertaining.
I think that's where this is going. I think that's where the stream is going.
Shall we?
Oh my god.
And I shoved the Game Boy into his tiny, cold mouth.
What the
What the fuck? Free me of this cursed child!
Free me
I
of
screamed
this
at the top of my head.
What the?
I noticed that we weren't hitting the bottom, and that the darkness in this hole reminded me of the dark I saw on the Game Boy.
Finally,
Could this be
make the
what
connection.
I saw before?
Uh-huh.
From the darkness, a fucking white head here. He said to me, "In this hole, you shall fall with a dead body of a child."
What the wow.
Then he Gastian blurred away?
Gaussian? I think that's how you pronounce that.
Gaussian?
Hello.
What the hell's a Gaussian?
By the way, hello, oh my god, how do you say his name? NG Thun. Oh my god, I have no idea. You're gonna have to help me there, person.
Okay. This is what I get for stealing, I guess, I said as I shrugged. Yeah, as you're falling to your death!
For eternity.
Yes, for eternity!
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Okay, suddenly
Oh my God.
Mario appeared again. He said, "Wow, it sounds like you learned your lesson. You now free. Be free." Bye. He clicked his mustache, and I was back in my room.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? I looked over on my bed, and the Game Boy SP edition was gone.
Yay!
My mother opened the door, and she said, "My son, my beautiful son, I make you eggs on toast." What the fuck? Just said, "My beautiful son." Who the hell talks like this?
Eggs and toast, you mean?
Eggs on toast, that's what it says.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm looking.
I make you eggs on toast. God.
You turned it to photo
God,
finish a
shoot me
little
now.
bit. Oh my god.
Shoot me now. And she threw it on my bed. Threw
God.
it on his bed? What? And
you-
left with a smile on her face. What the hell? It's almost
I
like she
have no
says,
idea.
"My son, my beautiful son, I make your eggs on the toast." Boom.
Welcome to a welcome to a narration stream featuring photo finish. Oh my god.
I realized maybe stealing not okay.
Is not okay. Oh my god. Ah.
I looked to the sky and said, "Thank you, Mario," inside my Game Boy. Everything would be alright. And though the child remained permanently dead, his mother could always play his Game Boy Advance SP Blue Edition to remember him by.
What
Thanks to me.
the fuck?
Fuck did I just read?
Okay, apparently Vince says that that's exactly how you're supposed to read it.
It is?
It's probably meant to be a crappy fic. Like, supposed to be hilarious. Alright. Well,
Oh, Jesus. Well, it definitely did its job. I wonder if there are any more really bad ones.
oh god, there's tons. There's tons. You guys got another
It's a
ridiculous...
satire.
It's
Oh.
ridiculous. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Oh my god, look at the hashtags. Hashtag
Made by Chris O'Neill?
Hashtag crap my pants in fear. Hashtag creepypasta. Hashtag Mario. Oh my goodness.
Nani, what the fuck is the fuck is this story?
I will make your eggs on toast. Now the magics. Oh my god. The magics. Okay, what was the one? Made by
Yes.
made by Chris O'Neill. Is that a story or is it made by him?
I have no idea.
The crawl
I'm
space.
wondering what other bad one is.
The crawl space is a creepypasta.
The crawl space.
Well, let's see if I can find it.
Okay.
The crawl space shit. The crawl space shit. Yep, that's where we went shit. The end. Yep, right here. Oh boy. Oh my god, after that one, I don't know what to think is gonna happen. I told you I told you a number of what to expect. Sometimes these people can get pretty inappropriate. Inappropriate. Oh god, it's in first person. Okay, Ben drowned, abandoned by Disney. I know what those are. If you guys can find any of those satire ones, oh my god. Anyways, let's. Someone just said I'm just waiting for Deadpool to show up on the screen. Look who's on the freaking screen. Deadpool. Oh my god. Anyways. Hi there. I guess you could say I'm writing this as a cautionary tale to those who plan on studying abroad in future. I don't mean to discourage you from going in the first place. It's more like I just want you to be aware of this, so that something like this doesn't happen to you too. I guess I should explain a little bit. Last summer, I was selected to participate in the study abroad program that would be centered in Rome for several months. Like anyone would be, I was elated. Elated? I believe that's how you... Alright, see you later, Zachary. Yeah, I believe that's how you say that. We're doing this. Whatever. I had never been out of the States before, so this was going to be a real adventure for me. In the weeks that I followed... What? No. In the weeks that followed, I happily packed anything and everything I could to fit into my suitcase. I will be the first to admit... Why are you twitching? Stop twitching. I will be the first to admit that I had way overpacked for this trip. Oh, so your rarity. Why so many rarities in this? I was nervous about leaving my parents for the first time when I was also, but I was also excited for the newfound freedom I would have while in Europe. Before I knew it, my parents were dropping me off at the airport, and I was boarding a 19-hour flight to Rome. Have fun. Despite being long and tedious, the flight wasn't all that bad. When I exited the airport, I was greeted by the program supervisor and several other students who would be studying with me. They were about the same age and all looked just as excited as me. From there, we went to our mandatory orientation meeting, and afterwards we went to pick up our apartment keys. In the months that preceded the trip, we were responsible for getting to know our would-be roommates, as well as finding a place to stay that we could all afford. There were three girls I would be staying with. Oh, that's bad. Unless this is a girl. Unless this is a girl. Okay. They were all nice enough and made an effort to make me feel welcome. Though I will admit, it's a bit hard to get close to those oh my god, it's a bit hard to get close to the group of preformed friends. But despite my slight alienation, it seemed that things were going to work out all well. We're all going to work out well. All of us were on a similar budget plan, and by that, I meant none of us really had much money to spend. Because of this, we were all on the same page while searching for the cheapest apartment we could find. After several days of searching, we stumbled across an ad for an ancient apartment located above the Campo de Fiori? I don't know. That was a prime location, and we couldn't believe it that it was still available, no less listed for an unbelievably low price. This immediately sent alarm bells off in my head. This place was enormous, yet the rent was cheaper than the much smaller apartments in a less desirable part of town. Okay, that screams two freaking things. One, it's haunted. Two, no.
Yeah.
Normally, if the rent is lower than, and it's available for a low cost, it's haunted. However, reason never really wins out in a group of excited young women. They had already made up their minds, and if I would be staying with them, this was my only option. We each received our own set of keys as well as a map with walking directions. Because of its prime location, it really didn't take us long to get there. The Campo was amazing. During the daytime, it was filled with a vibrant market, while during the evening, it was lined with lively street performers. All the apartments surrounding it looked to be ancient, so ours really didn't stand out all that much. After circling the square After circling the square 3 or 4 times, we finally noticed the number nailed to the front of the massive old wooden door. This would be our home for the next 3 months. I disconnected for a second. What did I miss? Oh my god, you missed the weirdest fucking creepypasta ever. More like crappy pasta.
Yeah.
I thought with my keys. What? I fought with my keys for a moment until there was an audible click of the heavy old lock. The thick old door swung forward with a screech. We were then met with a long, winding staircase. We all looked at one another and groaned. None of us had accounted for the fact that the building had been constructed before elevators were common. So 3 sets of stairs and countless complaints later, all four of us with luggage in hand stood outside our new front door. Once again, I reached for my set of keys and fought with the stubborn lock. As soon as the front door was opened, there was a stampede of young women trying to claim the best rooms. Being a three-bedroom apartment, it meant that 2 of us would have to share. I personally didn't really care, so I let the others battle it out. When the dust had settled, I found that I would be sharing a room with a girl called Stephanie. That was fine with me. Stephanie was nice enough, and she was also very quiet, my ideal feature in a roommate. Over the course of the rest of the day, we ran around exploring our new home. There were 2 bathrooms, a full kitchen, and a living room with an ancient TV. Oh, one of those TVs. Once again, I began to feel uneasy. Just how was it that they were able to get all of this for such a low price? But before I could finish the thought, I was interrupted by a fit of loud squealing. My initial reaction was to panic. However, I soon learned that all the noise was from excitement. Down at the other end of the apartment, near the front door, apparently there was another part of the flat we had missed. The flat. Okay. I followed the noise until it led me to a long, dark hallway. Ooh, spooky. There at the end behind the group of squealing women was a washing and drying machine. For those of you thinking, what's the big deal? I should explain that these things are incredibly rare in Rome. Generally, exchange students have to watch. Oh my goodness, crave it, fuck a dick. I should explain these things are incredibly rare in Rome. Generally, exchange students have to wash their clothes by hand in the sink before hanging them up to dry. What was a luxury item like this doing in such a cheap apartment? I don't know, you tell me. Just as the screaming quelled, it picked right back up again as the girls noticed a door adjacent to the washing machine. Beyond that door was a master bathroom. It had a balcony, a clawfoot tub, and even a bidet. I have no idea how to pronounce that. The girls immediately started fighting over whose bathroom this was going to be. I didn't really see why we couldn't share, but apparently the others were dead set on having ownership. As it turned out, it ended up being my bathroom. Stephanie had made a logical argument that because she and I had to share a bedroom, oh shit, while the other two got their own, it was only fair that she and I share the master bath. And I'll admit at first I was actually kind of excited. It was, after all, a really nice room. However, over the course of the next several weeks, I began to grow more and more wary of the room. I don't know how to put it into words. It's like every time I went into that room, I could feel something's eyes on me. And oh my god. And the voyeuristic, I don't know. Rebon, you still there?
Yeah.
Just making sure. Oh, I guess I should send you the link. Whoopsie. Here, I'll send you the link as well, so that you can follow along. I'm at the second paragraph. You should know where I am.
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, don't worry. I'm already there, actually.
Oh, okay. Stupid ads. Go away. No one likes you. Okay. Voyeuristic? I have no idea. And the voyeuristic element wasn't really what had me so unnerved. It felt like whatever was watching me was angry, that it didn't want me there, and that it wanted to hurt me. Oh dear. I began doing everything in my power to avoid the room. I asked Alicia if she would mind if I were to use her restroom occasionally. I made up a lame excuse about how it was far more convenient since her room was so close, while my bathroom was at the other end of the flat at the end of a very long hallway. She happily agreed, though. She happily agreed, though, when I told her that she could use my bathroom any time she liked. This worked well for a while. For the first 2 months of my trip, I was able to completely avoid the Erie room. It wasn't until the final month that everything began to unravel. One night, as I prepared to brush my teeth, I found that Alicia was already occupying her bathroom. I could hear giggles coming from down the hallway. Oh shit. I could hear giggles coming from down the hallway. It was clear both Stephanie and our other roommate were both getting ready for bed in the master bath. Excuse me? Whatever. I decided that since there was strength in numbers, it would be alright just for tonight. So I made my way down to the large bathroom where I joined the boisterous girls in brushing my teeth. They were in the midst of some conversation when Lindsay, our other roommate, had broken into such a furious fit of laughter that she had to lean on the wall for support. But suddenly she jolted upright as if she had been shocked. We looked at what had been the cause of her reaction. There, on the wall, about the same level as the bathtub, was a tiny door. Ooh, a trapdoor. None of us had noticed it because it was the same color as walls. Not as walls. The landlord had even painted over it. Naturally, this made me a bit nervous. Whatever it was, the landlord clearly didn't want anyone opening it. But, as usual, throwing all caution to the wind, Lindsay reached for the handle and began tugging with all of her might. Stephanie clucked her tongue in disapproval before pulling out a small pocket knife. She began delicately carving along the seam of the door. I wanted to beg her to stop, but I really didn't have the energy to argue that night. So within a few minutes, Lindsay had yanked the little door open with a loud crack. It was a crawl space. It was fairly large. My guess would have been you could have fit at least 3 or 4 people in there. Is that foreshadowing? I was rather curious as to why the landlord would have sealed up an empty little room. While I thought about this, Stephanie and Lindsay began calling for Alicia to come to see their new discovery. She was just as excited as they were when they first discovered it. However, as could be expected, the excitement waned over time, and eventually the crawl space was just turned into storage for a few towels and laundry baskets. In the following days after the unsealing of the crawl space, things started to go from eerie to downright terrifying. No, let me try that one more time. In the following days after the crawl space, things started to go from eerie to downright terrifying. Annoyingly, Alicia had changed her nightly routine so that I could no longer use her bathroom in the evenings. Once again, I was back in the large bathroom. All the while, the feeling that I was being watched growing worse and worse. I began to get so paranoid each time I went into that room that I could literally jump at the slightest noise of pipes settling. And as soon as I was finished, I would run at full speed down the hallway and close the door behind me. For some reason, I seemed to be the only one feeling this way. It's not like I could have told the other girls either. I was already enough of an outcast as it was, so I just kept to myself and hoped it would go away eventually. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. One night as I was getting ready for bed, I found myself alone in the bathroom. As I stood in front of the mirror brushing my teeth, something set the hairs on the back of my neck straight up. There was a faint rustling noise, not the kind that would have been caused from my roommates at the other end of the flat. Any noises caused by them would have to have been quite loud enough to reach me all the way at the end of the long hallway. No, this noise was very faint, the sound of someone gingerly shuffling things around. I stood completely silent, terror filling me. I stood completely silent, terror filling me. The soft rustling noise was coming from inside the crawl space. I turned on my heels and ran down the hallway to grab the attention of my roommates. I tried to explain to them what happened, but all that came out were incoherent murmurs. Eventually, I managed to stutter, Something's inside the crawl space!" They looked at me with fear and confusion, and me with terror. Alicia immediately pointed at the balcony's sliding door. Stephanie had left it open to let air out of the bathroom after having taken a shower several hours ago. She peeked her head out the door and pointed to the slanted rooftop adjacent to ours. There was a pigeon's nest occupied by few birds. The girls surmised that a pigeon must have found its way in and was the cause of the disturbance. They all had a good laugh as we made our way back to the living room. I pretended to shake it off, but I knew it was not a pigeon that caused the rustling noise. First off, the tiny door had been shut tight all day. None of us really cared to leave it open because it smelled quite musty inside. And secondly, the door had been shut when I left the bathroom. I am certain of this, yet there it was wide open when I returned. You're not going to tell me that a pigeon knows how to and is capable of opening and closing a door all by itself. It was at this point that I began to suspect that something was terribly wrong with this apartment. No shit, you think?
Mm-hmm.
When I got back to the room, I pulled out my laptop and called my best friend via Skype. She had always been the skeptical and methodical type. However, she also kept an open mind towards things that were hard to explain. I decided that out of anyone, she was probably the best to talk to about my situation. As I expected, she was initially quite doubtful, though she also agreed with me that a pigeon was quite likely not the source. She asked me if I had any photos of the crawl space. She said that if she could see it, that would help her to understand a little more clearly, and possibly help her to come up with a more logical explanation. Relieved at her willingness to at least hear me out, I reached for my camera and made my way back down the eerie hallway. Let me guess, she's gonna catch a ghost on film.
Yeah, probably.
When I arrived, I found to my relief that the door was still closed. I stood in front of it for a moment, gathering my nerve before finally pulling the little door open. Despite the clutter left inside by roommates, it was empty. I snapped a quick photo before closing the door once more and running back to my room. I immediately plugged the camera into my computer and uploaded the photo. When I finally opened the image, I was petrified by what I saw. There, in the upper right corner, was a face, baring its teeth at me. My whole body began violently shaking. "Dear God, that thing is in our home!" I muttered to myself. Fear began to overtake me. Someone had sealed whatever it was inside of that crawl space, and we had let it out. I was so absorbed in my panic, I didn't even notice when my roommate returned. She was so blissfully unaware of the imminent danger we were in, yet even if I tried to warn her, she would not believe me. I was at a loss of what to do, and finally decided that I would deal with it in the morning. No! Get the fuck out!
Yeah, get the hell out of there.
Though not by a large amount, I did feel braver in the sunlight, and from there, I attempted to get some sleep, though for the first time ever since being there, I closed and bolted my door before getting into bed. Stephanie eyed me suspiciously while doing so, but I just told her jokingly that Lindsay had been sneaking into our room the previous nights and had been stealing my Nutella. Oh my god. Is that a common thing with college students or something? Nutella? Oh my god. I have a friend who's obsessed with that shit. She laughed heartily. I just laughed. She laughed heartily, shaking her head before settling down for the night. I will admit that the only reason I was able to find any sleep that night was because of her presence. Something about not being alone can give one a sense of false security. Excuse me. Oh boy, here we go. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning when the sound woke me. I had always been a light sleeper, so the faint noise was enough to stir me. It sounded like a door being opened at the other end of the flat, followed by footsteps. But these weren't just normal footsteps. They were far too fast. It sounded like someone was running at full speed from the foyer to the living room and all about the apartment. But these weren't heavy footsteps like the kind you would expect from a running person. They were very light, almost unnaturally so. My initial reaction was to assume it was either Alicia or Lindsay, so I got up and stuck my ear to the wall behind me that separated Lindsay's room from mine. I could hear her faint but steady breathing. She was clearly asleep. It wasn't her. I then crossed over to the other side of the room near the door, I then crossed over to the other side of the room near the door and once again stuck my ear to the wall. Alicia's snoring was quite audible. There's no way it was her. I slowly began to grow fearful as I turned in last resort to see if Stephanie had perhaps gotten up, but I could plainly see her resting form silently rising up and down. A shiver went down my spine, and I nearly screamed when I realized that the footsteps had come to a stop outside of my door. Despite all of the lights being out, I could clearly see the looming dark shadow of a form through the tiny crack at the foot of my door. I dared not move. Whatever it was just standing there, waiting. Then to my horror, my doorknob slowly began to jiggle. Gently at first, but then growing violent at the realization of it being locked. The noise of it eventually woke my roommate. She sat up blinking in confusion. That instant, the jiggling of the doorknob stopped. She asked me what the hell I was doing and if I knew what time it was. I told her it wasn't me. I told her that whatever had opened the door to the crawl space the previous day had come back. But she just furrowed her brow at me and said that I needed to get more sleep. The next day, I made an appointment with my program supervisor. I told him that I just needed to go home. He tried to tell me that I was just homesick and that it would pass, but I insisted. He eventually gave up and let me call my parents. They were confused but understanding. They were able to change the date of my return flight to the following morning. I really wanted to get out of there that day, but understandably, that was the soonest they could manage. Unfortunately, this meant that I would have to stay one more night in the apartment. When I returned, I tried to tell the others about what had been going on. I knew I was going to be getting out of there and would be out of danger, but I was still immensely worried for their safety. But none of them took me seriously. They looked at me as if I was a mad woman. They didn't say anything, but I was sure that they all thought I was going home because of some sort of mental breakdown. At that point, there was nothing I could say that could convince them. So that night, I locked my door and hesitantly went to bed. And right on cue, once again around 2 o'clock in the morning, I was awoken by the rapid footsteps scampering around the apartment. I could hear the door to the bathroom begin to creak open, followed by the door at the end of the hallway. The footsteps grew louder and louder as they passed through the apartment, and finally, once more, they came to a pause outside of my door. I could hear breathing this time, slow and heavy. I sat up in panic, and to my horror, I saw that Stephanie had forgotten to lock the door behind her after getting up to use the restroom. It was right outside my door. And I did not know if I had time to jump up and try to lock it before the thing realized that there was nothing blocking its way. I hesitated a moment too long, and by the time I had set up straight in my bed, the handle slowly began to turn. I froze in terror as the door cracked open, revealing my tormentor. It stood there ominously in the doorway, staring me down. Its eyes protruded slightly from its skull and gave off a very faint bluish light. It didn't appear to have a nose, only slits where the nostril would have been. It had the teeth of a man, but had no lips, giving it the impression of an eternally toothy snarl. Its grayish-white skin was waxy and stretched tight over its bony face. The rest of its skeletal form was hard to make out, as it was almost entirely enveloped in shadows. After pausing for a moment in the doorway, it began to head toward me. As it moved, its body let out sickening cracks. I sat there, still petrified by fear, until it made its way to the foot of my bed. Its heavy breaths were deafeningly loud. I don't know how Stephanie slept through it. The air had begun to smell sour and stagnant? Oh, god damn it. Stagnant? I don't know. With frightening speed, it jolted to the other end of the bed mere feet from me. I gagged at the smell of it, like sulfur and rotting flesh. Slowly it unfurled one of its long, gnarly hands and proceeded to reach for me. Not until it was several inches away did I finally find my voice. I screamed as loudly as I possibly could, and it halted in its tracks. Stephanie shot up from her bed, visibly frightened. The creature hunched over on all fours and fled from the room with unsettling movements that recalled those of the spider. A moment later, Stephanie switched on the light and looked at me furiously. She demanded to know what the fuss was all about. I told her exactly what had happened, but she just called me a nutcase. The taxi came to pick me up very early the next morning. The sun had not even risen by the time it arrived. None of the girls came to see me off, but I expected this. After loading my luggage into the trunk, I climbed into the back seat of the old cab. It had driven right through the square, and I was sitting at the base of my apartment. Looking out of my old window was the creature. Its unblinking eyes bore into me, and its lipless mouth curled into a snarling grin. Before I could say anything, the cab driver had taken off, leaving that hell house far behind. I tried to warn them. I really did. I did everything in my power to try to warn them of the danger that they were in, but none of them listened to me. There was no way I could have stopped what happened after I returned home. You see, several weeks after returning to the United States, I received a phone call from the program director. He informed me that a day before the program ended, all 3 of my past roommates had been reported missing. The authorities had no idea just how long they had been actually gone for, as they were only recently discovered to be missing when the program director went to check on them after none of them made it to the end of the program wrap-up meeting. That was a long sentence. They assumed it had been at least a week or so, since all of the food in the apartment was expired. There was no sign of forced entry, and no valuables were missing. The only notable detail mentioned in the report was that when they arrived on scene, there was a strange little door hanging ajar in the bathroom, and when they approached it, they were met with a powerful odor coming from no visible source. The official report has them declared as missing, but I know that they're all dead. I know that I'm incredibly lucky. I know that I'm incredibly lucky to have made it out with my life. I think the only reason I'm still alive today is because I fled thousands of miles and across an ocean. Despite their unwillingness to listen, I still feel an unimaginable amount of guilt over what happened to those girls. That's why I'm writing this now. I may not be able to go back in time and save them, but maybe I can prevent this from happening to you. Please, please heed my warning. If you ever get the opportunity to study abroad, keep this in mind. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And whatever you do, don't stay on the third floor of the ancient yellow apartment complex above the Campo di Fiori. There's something there. Something evil.
Wow.
And there's the crawl space.
Goodness. That was quite a story.
Yeah, just a classic creepypasta feel to it. Like, nothing scary by any means that, you know, can creep me the
Not
fuck out.
really.
But it's definitely, it's creepy. Definitely creepy. Okay, Arcane of Fantasy said something. This is a fan fiction story. It's called The Burp. How big is this? And that's what she said. Prologue only is what he said. How about I read that next? And we'll go with something that Ben said, because I saw Ben, he did two classics. Ben Drowned, or I can't remember the other one.
I could try I could try Ben Drowned.
Ben Drowned is probably one of the most famous creepypastas out there. It could be bad. It could.
Yeah, it could.
It's like one of the most notorious ones out there. Like, let me see if I just can't find it, like, right here. It should just be, like, in one of the most popular ones. But then again, I barely use this website, so... Let's see. But I'd say that was pretty good. I'd say about probably an 8. Probably an 8 for me. Okay. Let me go home. I don't know why I'm singing. Don't ask. Come on, you bastard. Work with me. Okay, and I know that there's oldies down here. Well, at least on the... Whoa! Okay. Ben Drowned. I don't know if it's still on the thing.
Actually, I think I might have...
It should be hard to find. Let me see. I've heard mixed feelings about this one. It's like one of those ones with, oh wow. It's multiple parts? Okay. 2017. Okay, not copy pasta. This is a long read. Wow. So how long are we talking here? Because that one took probably close to 30 minutes, maybe longer. Okay, how long does it say that this is probably going to take to read? If my computer will cooperate with me. Quit being a jerk. Oh my god, well, I guess I can close a few windows. Okay, there we go. That should do. 38 minutes. Holy fuck. Yeah, why don't we do something a little shorter? We don't want to take up too much time. We'll do that one.
You read the last one. I could give Ben Drowned a shot.
Says it's 38 minutes. You think you can handle that? That's pretty... Oh, this one. This one. It's like the Zelda-based one. Okay. Maybe if my computer will be nice to me. Ben Drowned Part 1. Long read for this. I don't know if this is the actual thing. I mean, that's kind of hard to determine. There's so many copies. Okay, let me search it up, see if it comes up as anything different. Ben Drowned creepypasta. Whether it's bad or it's good, I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Okay, it says that... Okay, it says it's this one. So... yeah, let me just get you the link and we'll see if you can handle it. 38 minutes is a long time reading. Copy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'll give it a shot.
this is like reading to yourself. As when it says 38 minutes, it's saying that's basically saying when you read it to yourself. Now, reading aloud, that could take a while. But there you go, there it is. I don't know if it has multiple parts. I honestly don't know. I'm not a creepypasta fanatic, so yeah.
Well, nor am I.
I mean, some are good, some are bad. But as we saw, the fun ones are the bad ones. It's like there was only one line in that last one that made me giggle, and that was definitely the one with the Nutella. Because I have a friend, romance writer. She is obsessed with that shit. And Arcanium, you're not gonna get me with that shit.
Alrighty.
Even though I think I caught a ghost on stream once. I know nothing of the Campo di Fiori. I think that's how you say that. Since I've never been there, but since the situation on my property and my cousin's instance with whatever this is, I'm willing to believe in the paranormal. I think caught an orb on stream one time, so that's kind of creepy. All right, let's see. Anything? Wake called it. Hey, Deadpool. Rarity is the author of every bad. Oh my god. Rarity is the author of every bad pasta. Sweetbell is the author of every apocalyptic-y bad pastas. Apocalyptic-y. Oh my god. Ugh. Okay, that's fine. If the rent's low, it's either haunted or illegal. Yeah. I expect nothing less I expect nothing less from really creepy from Madame Macabre. Madame Macabre. What? Fight to the death for the room. Some of you guys are nice. We're all nice here as long as we play nice. Okay. I saw that. It was too big to be a dusk. I can't talk. I saw that, and it was too big to be a dust speck. Plus the way it moves. So, hopefully you know your Zelda. Because this looks Zelda-based. Like another video game-based one.
Well, I used to play quite a few Zelda games when I was a kid.
That's good. Alright, fire away.
Alrighty.
Let me just make sure everything looks good.
Ben drowned, everybody. Oh boy, this is a good one.
He drowned and died.
Ben drowned. Okay. Okay. /x/ I need your help with this. This is not copy pasta. This is a long read, but I feel like my safety or well-being could very well depend. This is video game related, specifically Majora's Mask. And this is the creepiest shit that has ever happened to me in my entire life.
See, and I've heard Majora's Mask has something like spooky in it. Wait,
it does.
Wait,
but
isn't that
has a one?
Isn't that the one? Isn't that the one? Isn't that the one with that moon that is like creepy as shit?
Yeah.
That's that one's very heavily memed.
Anyway, having said that, I recently moved into my dorm room, starting as a sophomore, and a friend of mine gave me his Nintendo 64 to play with.
Wow.
I was stoked, to say the least. I could finally play all those old games of my youth that I hadn't touched in at least a decade. His Nintendo 64 came with one yellow controller and a really shoddy copy of Super Smash Brothers.
A rather shoddy.
And a rather shoddy Super Smash Brothers. And while beggars can't be choosers in the neighborhood, about 20 minutes campus. Hitting up the local garage sales, hoping to score on some good deals from ignorant people. I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Stadium GoldenEye, fuck yeah, F-Zero, and 2 other controllers for $2. Satisfied, I began to drive out of the bleh, excuse me. Satisfied, I began to drive out of the neighborhood when one last house caught my attention. Excuse me. One last house caught my attention. I still have no idea what it did. There were no cars there, and only one table was set up, random junk on it. But something sort of drew me there.
Where are you? I've lost, hang on. I couldn't complain everything drew me there. Okay, I got it.
I usually trust my gut, so I got out of the car and was greeted by an old man.
Run!
Yes, run!
Pedophile alert!
Isn't that a cliche of creepypastas now?
Creepy old man normally means probably pervert the Herbert the pervert kind of shit going on. Where that or just a predator wanting to offer some candy. No.
His outward appearance was, for lack of a better word, displeasing.
No shit.
It was odd. If you asked me to tell you why I thought he was displeasing, I couldn't really pinpoint anything. There was just something about him that put me on edge. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is that if it wasn't in the middle of the and there were other people within shouting distance, I would have not even thought of approaching this man.
What the?
He flashed a crooked smile at me and asked what I was looking for. And immediately, I noticed that he must be blind in one of his eyes.
Ooh.
His right eye had that glazed look about it.
Let's see.
I forced myself to look to his left eye instead, trying not to offend, and asked him if he had video games.
Hopefully.
I was already wondering I was already one politely excuse myself situation when he would tell me he had no idea what a video game was.
Okay, we're still
But
streaming.
to my surprise, he said he had a few ones in an old box. He assured me he'd be back in a jiffy, and turned to head back into the garage. As I watched him hobble away, I couldn't help but notice what he was selling on his table. Littered across his table were rather peculiar paintings. Various artworks that like ink blot that a psychiatrist might show you, excuse me. Curious.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that word too.
As I came to the last one, for some reason, it looked almost like Majora's Mask.
Run.
The same heart-shaped body, little spikes protruding outward. Initially, I just thought that since I was secretly hoping to find that game at these garage sales, should have asked the man about it.
Whoa.
I wish I would have asked the man about it. After staring at the Majoro-shaped blot, I looked up, and the old man was suddenly there again, arm's length in front of me, smiling at me. I'll admit, I jumped out of reflex, and I laughed nervously as he handed me a Nintendo 64 cartridge. It was the standard gray color, except that someone had written Majora on it in black permanent marker. Yeah, if you see something like that, that's not the actual game. That's somebody trying to scam you.
Yep. Don't get scammed, kids.
I got butterflies in my stomach as I realized what a coincidence and asked him how much he wanted for it. The old man smiled at me.
It's free.
Yeah.
It right now.
and told me that I could have it free.
Called
that
it.
Used to belong to a kid who was about my age that didn't live here anymore.
Of course.
There was something weird about how the man phrased, but I didn't really pay any attention. I was too caught up in not only finding this game, but getting it free. Yeah, which you should have looked at the black permanent marker thing. I mean, the one thing you look at on a cartridge is the actual official logo, as well as the company name on it.
Rebon's rants.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
That should so be a thing. Rebon rants. It fits.
Well, actually, I do have something coming up on my channel that is going to be my review show called Rebon Rambles, if that makes anything.
Sounds like when Obab Scribbler reviews stuff as well. Can't remember what you calls it. I can't remember.
I reminded myself to be a bit skeptical, since this looked like a pretty shady cartridge, and there's no guarantee it would work. But then the optimist inside me interjected that maybe it was some kind of beta version or pirated version of the game.
It's a pirated version, all right.
That was all to be back on Cloud 9. I thanked him, and the man smiled at me and wished me, saying, "Goodbye then."
That's lovely.
At least that's what it sounded like to me. All the way in the car ride home, I had a nagging that the man had said something else. My fears were confirmed when I booted up the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine. And there was one save file named simply Ben.
Well, shit.
Goodbye, Ben, he was saying. Goodbye, Ben.
Oh, I've already caught it.
I felt bad for the man. Obviously a grandparent, and obviously going senile. And I, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson, Ben. Oh, shit.
Well, then.
Out of curiosity, I looked at the save file. Eyeballing it, I could tell that he was pretty far in the game. He had almost all of the mass, and 3/4 remained of the bosses. I noticed that he had used an out dash to save the game. He was on day 3, and by the Stone Tower Temple, hardly an hour left before the crash. I remember thinking that it was a shame that he had come so close to beating the game, but he never finished it.
Oh,
I made a new file named Link at a Tradition and started the game, ready to relive my childhood.
Okay.
For such a shady-looking cartridge, I was impressed at how smoothly it ran. Literally just like a retail copy of the game, save a few minor hiccups here and there. Like textures being where they shouldn't be, random flashes of cutscenes at odd intervals, but nothing too bad. However, the only thing that was a little time, the NPCs would call me Link, and other times they would Ben.
Yikes.
I figured it was just a bug, a fluke in the programming, causing our files to get mixed up or something. It did kind of creep me out, though, a while. And it was around after I had beaten the Woodfall Temple that I regrettably went into the save files and deleted Ben. I intended to preserve the file just out of respect of the game's original owner. It's not like I needed 2 files anyway. Hoping that would solve the problem. It did, and it didn't. Now, NPCs would call me anything. Where my name should be in the dialogue there was just a blank space. My save file name was still Link though. Frustrated and with homework to do, I put the game down for a day. Hold on a second.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, there we go. I started playing the game again tonight, getting the lens of truth and working my way towards completing the Snowhead Temple. Now, some of you more hard Majora's Mask players know of the fourth day glitch. For those who don't, you can Google it. But the gist of it is that right as the clock is about to hit 000 day, you talk to the astronomer and look through the telescope. If you time it right, the countdown disappears and you essentially have another day to finish what you're doing. Deciding to do the glitch and to try and finish the Snowhead Temple, I happened to get it right on the first try, and the time counter at the bottom disappeared.
Is that actually
However,
true?
I don't know, actually. The thing is, I never actually got that far in Majora's Mask. I think the only particular thing I got past was when I started collecting masks. I kind of lost of how I was gonna finish the game from there on. Who knows? Maybe one of these days I should sit there and actually play Majora's Mask.
What was it called? The fourth day glitch?
Yeah, the fourth day glitch.
Let me see
Okay.
if this is actually
However, when I press B to exit the telescope, instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I found myself. Instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I found myself in the Majora boss fight room at the end of the trippy boxed-in arena, staring at Skull Kid hovering above me. There was no sound, just him floating in the air above me. And the background music, which was regular for the area, but still creepy. Immediately, my palms began to sweat. This was definitely not normal. Skull Kid never appeared here.
Oh dear, I have a feeling that is.
I tried moving around the area, and no matter where I went, Skull Kid would always be facing me, looking at me, not saying anything. Nothing would happen, though, and this kept up for another 60 seconds. I thought the game had bugged or something, but I was beginning to doubt that very much.
Sorry about that.
I was ready to reach for the reset button when text appeared on my screen. You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation. I instantly recognized that text. You get that the room key from Anju at the stock audit. But why was
I'm so sorry for all the notifications.
Entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate.
Yikes.
I started to navigate testing to see if sort of trigger that enabled me to interact with something here. Then I realized how stupid I was to even think that someone could reprogram the game like this was absurd. Sure enough, 15 seconds later, another message appeared on the screen. And again, like the first one, it was already a pre-existing phrase. Go to the lair of the boss, yes/no.
Yes or no?
I paused for a second, contemplating what I should press, and how the game would react. When I realized that I could select no.
This is like survey shit now.
Yeah. Taking a deep breath, I pressed yes, and the screen faded to white. With the words "Dawn of a New Day" with the subject text I.
8?
Hell. 8? Yeah, with the subtext 8 beneath it.
I don't know. It could be also like code text for like a glitch in a game or something like that.
Okay.
Welcome to the Sparrows update alert.
Where I was ported to filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending I had ever experienced. The only way I can describe the way I felt here is having this feeling of inexplicable depression on a profound scale.
Oh, I need to go down. Whoopsie.
I am normally not a depressed person, but the but the way I felt here was a feeling that I didn't even know existed.
I didn't even knew existed? Yeah, it should be no.
That I didn't even that I didn't even know. It was such a twisted, powerful presence that seemed to wash over me.
Oh boy.
I appeared in some kind of weird Twilight Zone version of Clocktown. I walked out of the clock tower, as you normally do when you start day one, only to find that all of the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the fourth day glitch, you can still find the guards and the dog at the tower. This time, they were all gone. What replaced them was the ominous feeling that there was something in the same area as me, and that it was watching me. I had 4 hearts to my name, and the heroes, but at this point, I wasn't even considered for my avatar. I felt that I personally was some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music. It was the song of healing, ripped straight from the game itself, but played in reverse.
Oh
The
god.
music
Oh
would get
god.
louder, building up so as if you should expect something to pop out at you.
I could
But
actually look
nothing
that
ever
up and
did.
well, actually no, bad idea. Bad idea. Continue.
And the constant loop began to wear on my mental state. Every now and then, I would hear the faint laugh of the happy mass sale in the background. Just quiet enough so that I wasn't sure if I was just hearing things, but just loud enough to keep me determined to find him. I looked in all 4 zones I looked in all 4 zones of Clocktown, only to find nothing. No one. Textures were missing. West Clocktown had me walking on air. The entire area felt broken.
Well,
Hopelessly broken.
I think that you've entered the main interface of the game. Like you aren't even in the game anymore. You're in like a broken area of the game's interface.
Yeah. As the reverse song of healing repeated for what must have been the 50th time, I just remember standing in the middle of South Clocktown, realizing that I had never felt so alone in a video game. As I walked through this town, I don't know whether as I walked through the ghost town, I don't know whether it was the combination of the out-of-place textures and the atmosphere and the haunting melody. Whether it was the combination of the out-of-place textures, the atmosphere, or the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and distorted.
Yeah, I hate when people do that and instead of doing commas.
Yeah, it's better to do commas.
More notifications.
Instead of writing and.
Yeah.
But I was literally on the verge of tears, and I had no idea why. I hardly ever cry. Something gripped me here, and this powerful sense of depression was both foreign and crippling.
Sounds like the writer entered Mark's channel.
But every time I attempted to zone out, the screen would fade to black, and I would just zone in to another part of Clocktown. I tried playing my ocarina. I wanted to escape, and I did not want to be here. But every time I played the Song of Time or Song of Soaring, it would only say, "Your notes echo far," but nothing happened. By this point,
that ain't supposed to happen.
It was obvious the game didn't want me, but I had no idea what was keeping me. I didn't want to go inside the building. I felt that I would be too vulnerable there to whatever I was terrified of. I don't know why, but I came up with the idea that maybe if I drowned myself in laundry, I could spawn somewhere else and leave this place.
You can drown yourself?
I don't know. I've never actually seen that. Oh, wait. I know what the laundry pool is. Yeah. I know what it is.
Oh, okay. What the what?
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of me. Did you just bump?
Okay.
Did you just bump your
Huh?
microphone on accident?
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah.
Alright. As I zoned in and ran towards the pool, that's when it happened. Link grabbed his head, and the screen flashed a brief moment of the happy mask salesman smiling at me. Not Link. Me with Skull Kid's scream playing in the background. And with the when the screen returned, I was staring at the Link statue from song LG what is this word?
Elegy.
Elegy of empty. I screamed as the thing just stared back at me with that haunting facial expression. I turned around and ran out and back into Slav Clock Town, and to my horror, the fucking statue followed me, and the only way I can compare this is the weeping angels from Doctor Who. Oh yeah, those things. Yeah, those were creepy as fuck. If anybody has ever seen Doctor Who, you guys probably know what the weeping angels are. Those things are scary.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I saw a game actually where someone made something about them, and they like followed you everywhere. They're like creepy shit looking.
Yeah.
I don't watch Doctor Who, but yeah, that's a no-no.
Every so often, at random, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind me. It was like the thing was chasing me, or I don't even want to fucking say it, haunting me. By this point, I was on the verge of death, but not even once did the thought of turning off the console occur to me. I don't know why. I was so wrapped in it. The terror felt all so real. I tried to shake the statue, but it would literally appear right behind me every single time. Link started to make weird animations. Started to make weird animations. Started to make weird animations. That sounds better. Good lord, this thing needs a freaking spelling check.
And editing is what it needs.
Yes, and editing to make this better.
Did you know Madame Macabre has a song on her channel off this pasta? It's called Cybernetic Entities.
Really?
Yeah, this sounds a lot like my Fix the Survey, basically about the ponies calling you on Skype.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Link started to make weird animations. I had never seen him even do. He would flail his arms around or spasm randomly. And then the screen would cut to the happy mask salesman smiling again. A brief moment before I was face to face with that fucking statue again.
Lovely.
I ended up running into the Sword Master's dojo and ran to the back. I don't know why, but in my panic, I just wanted some kind of assurance that I'm not alone here. Which, oh yeah, I remember the Sword Master's dojo. Oh god, it's really funny when you get one really screw up and he goes like, "Come on!" and his arms start flailing around all over. Oh, it's hilarious.
The pasta has a glitch. I can make a Lilo and Stitch reference here. Lilo and Stitch has a glitch.
Yeah. Alright, let's see.
Stitch goes a little
To my
glitchy.
dismay, I found no one. But as I turned to leave, the statue cornered me in the cubby in the back.
Oh, shit.
I tried attacking the statue with my but to no avail. confused and backed into a corner. I just stared at the statue, waiting for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the happy mask salesman, and Link turned to face my screen, standing upward, mirroring the statue, looking at me along with his copy, literally staring at me. Whatever was left of the fourth wall was completely shattered while I ran out of the dojo, terrified. Suddenly, the game warped me to an underground tunnel, and the reverse song of healing queued. Yeah, queued. And the reverse song of healing queued up again as I was given a brief moment of rest before the statue started appearing behind me again. This time, aggressively. I could only take a few steps before it would summon behind me again. I hurriedly made my way out of the tunnel and appeared in southern Clocktown. As I ran aimlessly in a sheer panic, suddenly a re-dead screamed. A re-dead? What?
I have no idea if that's a character or not.
A re-dead.
A re-dead?
God, I think I'm drawing a blank.
Suddenly, a redhead? Redhead?
Maybe? I don't know.
In a sheer panic, suddenly a redhead screamed, and the something screamed, and the screen faded to black.
Yeah, suddenly a re-dead screamed, and the screen faded to black as dawn of a new day, and 9 appeared again, or appeared 8. Excuse me.
No, it's
appeared again.
No, that's 9.
It was 9.
That's 9.
Oh, it was 9. Okay. 9 appeared again. The screen faded in, and I was standing on top of a clock tower with Skull Kid hovering over me again. Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
Silence. I looked up, and the moon was back, looming just meters above my head.
Oh, when did Luna get here?
But the Skull Kid just stared at me, hauntingly, that fucking man. A new song was playing. The Stone Tower Temple theme played in reverse.
Why is the play in reverse thing always a cliche?
No. Yeah, I don't get that.
Even I've done that in creepypasta, or not creepypastas, like my readings before. Like there was a one that I did for MLP, and Redead is a character from Zelda. Is that being pronounced correct, or is it like Rediad?
I have no idea what it says.
Rediad. Maybe that's it. The stalker statue feels like a metaphor for YouTube subscribers.
Oh God. Alright. Let's see.
I get it.
Yeah. And let's see. In some sort of desperate attempt, I equipped my bow and fired off a shot at Skull Kid and actually hit him. And he played an animation of him reeling back. I fired again, and on the third arrow, a text box appeared saying, "That won't do you any good, he." And I was picked up off the ground, levitated upwards on my back, and then Link screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing him.
Oh my God.
God. Okay. I jumped when this happened. I had never seen this used by anyone in the game, and Skull Kid himself didn't have any moves. As the death screen played, my lifeless body still burning, the Skull Kid laughed, and the screen black, only to have me reappear in the same place. I decided to charge him, but the same thing happened.
Get out!
Link's body was lifted off the ground by some unknown force, and he immediately burst into flames again, killing him.
Well, the game is broken.
This time during the death screen, the faint sounds of the reverse song of healing could be heard. On my third and final try, I noticed.
I get with the song of healing. By playing the song feeling backwards, it's not healing you, it's keeping you from healing.
Yeah.
It's reversing the process. Clever.
Let's see. I noticed that there was no music. That all there was eerie silence. Yeah. Two
Oh
was
no.
is right there.
That's right. That's all. That all there was was. That's actually correct.
That all. Oh, it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it
is.
is.
It is correct.
Okay, never mind then.
That all there was.
I remembered that in the original account of Skull Kid, you were supposed to use the Orc Arena to either travel back in time or summon the giant.
Lovely.
I attempted to play the Song of Time, but before I could hit the last note, Link's body, once again, horrifically exploded into flames and he died.
Again.
Again. As the death screen neared its end, it began to chug, as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something.
Chug.
When the screen came to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times. Except this time, Link was lying on the ground, dead, in a position I had never seen in the game. His head tilted towards the camera.
Oh, goodness.
Skull Kid floating above him. I couldn't move. I couldn't press any button. All I could do was just stare at Link's dead body. After around 30 seconds of this, the game simply fades out with the message, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?"
That's true.
Before kicking you out to the title screen.
Okay, now get the fuck out.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there. That's what I'll... Good lord.
This started the reversed music thing. Actually, I think the reversed music thing started with like popular music tracks that they say if you play backwards you can hear subliminal messaging. I think that's what started that.
Okay, let's see. Upon getting back to the title screen, starting again, I noticed my save file was not there. Instead of Link, it was replaced with "Your Turn." Your Turn had 3 hearts, 0 mass, and no items. I selected Your Turn, and immediately
what the fuck
when I
are
did,
you doing?
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Get the out.
Fuck out of there, jeez. And immediately when I did, I was returned to the clock tower top scene of my Link dead, and the Skull Kid hovering over.
Lovely.
With the Skull Kid's laughing looping again and again. I quickly hit the reset button, and when the game booted up again, there was one more save file added. Below Your Turn, entitled Ben. Ben's save file is right back where it was before at the stone tower temple with the moon almost crashing.
Lovely.
I turned off the game at that point.
Good
Finally.
job. Good job.
Yes, good job. Okay, I'm not superstitious, but this is way too fucked up even for me. At all today. Hell, I didn't even get any sleep last night. I kept hearing the song of healing in my head, and just remembering the sense of dread I felt exploring Clocktown. I drove back to the old man's house today to ask him some questions with a buddy. No way I was going there alone. Only to find that there's a for sale sign in the front yard. Yeah, go freaking figure.
And when I rang, nobody was home.
And when I rang the door, no one was home. Yeah, shouldn't you have noticed that the for sale sign meant that the guy left town?
When he's normally... Okay, kid. Normally if someone's selling shit, they're trying to, 1, either earn money, or 2, get the fuck out. Because they know shit's going down. I meant to start the reverse music thing in creepypastas. Ah, okay. Okay.
Alright, so now I'm back here, writing down the rest of my recording what happened. Sorry if some of this has grammatical errors and I'm running on no sleep here. I'm terrified at this game. Even more so now that I relived it a second time writing all this down. But I feel like there's still more to it than meets the eye. And that there's something calling to me to investigate this. I think Ben is something in this equation, but I don't know what. And if I could get a hold of the old man, then I would be able to find some answers. I need another day or so to recuperate before tackling this game again. It's already taken a toll on my sanity, I feel like. But next time I do this, I'm going to be recording my footage all the way. The idea to record only came towards the end. So you see the last few minutes of what I saw, including Skull Kid and the
LG
statue. But it's on YouTube here.
Oh my god, there's actually a YouTube link.
I'm going to stay in this thread for a while. Fall asleep to answer any questions you guys might have, or hopefully listen to your ideas or theories. Me shed some light into this, or maybe think I should try to do. God, run on sentence much. I think I'm going to play Ben's file tomorrow to see what happened. Maybe I was supposed to do that all along. I don't believe in paranormal shit, but this is a little fucked up. You think?
Yeah, think?
But maybe this Ben guy is just a really good hacker / pro. I don't want to think about the alternatives if he isn't. That's the end of the copy paste. I'm hoping that maybe this is some kind of running gag that the developers had, and that other people have gotten hacked copies of a game like this. This just really scares me. So we're on to part 2. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh sweet Jesus.
How, if you want me to take over here, I can. We can take turns.
Yeah, sure, why not?
If this goes on for much longer, like, I don't know how long this is. Oh my god. Yeah, the scroll bar is pretty long. How many parts is this? It is... Oh, god. Oh my god. It is... Oh, jeez. 5. Oh my god. We're gonna be here a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear. Okay, anyways. It's actually very... I think it's actually really interesting, too.
Alright, your turn, Sparrow.
So, Arcana, we may not have enough time to get to yours because this might take up most of the rest of the stream. Okay, so I'm just going to close that window. We'll see. Okay. I'm going to post what happened and link the video footage below. But last night, everything got too real for me. I think I'm done messing around with this. Oh my god. Finally! I passed out pretty...
What do you need to do? Oh, okay. Well, I guess... Alright, I guess we'll wait until Sparrow comes back. So, what do you guys think of the story so far?
Okay.
To make this interesting, take a shot each time you find a typo. Oh god.
Also, Devil Dog Leader said that, Re-Dead is how you pronounce it. I think it's Ridiad. Sounds the most,
yeah, so I said that
logical.
right? Re-Dead?
I have no idea. Okay. I'm going to post what happened and link the video footage, but last night everything got too real for me. I think I'm done messing around with this. I passed out pretty much immediately after making that thread, but last night, the elegy of emptiness statue, I had a dream about it. I dreamed that it was following me in my dream, that I would be minding my own business when I'd feel my neck hair stand up on end. I would turn around I would turn around and that horrible lifeless statue would be staring with those empty eyes right at me, merely inches away. In my dream, I remember calling it Ben, and never before had I had a dream about it. Had I had a dream that I could remember so vividly. But the important thing is, I did get some sleep, I suppose. Today, I'm putting off the game as long as I could. I put off the game as long as I could. That's what that should be. Take a shot. I drove back up to that.
Taking a shot.
I drove back up to that neighborhood to see if the old man came back. He's never coming back.
Nope.
As I expected, the car was still gone and no one was home. As I was walking back to the car, the man next door mowing the grass killed the power to his lawnmower and asked me if I was looking for someone. I told him that I was looking to talk to the old man that lived there. No one lived there. Watch. To which he told me what I already knew. He was moving. Trying a different avenue, I asked if the old man had any family or relatives I could talk to. I discovered that this old man had never been married, nor did he have any children or grandchildren through adoption. Starting to become worried, I asked one final question, one that I should have asked from the beginning. Who was Ben? The man's expression turned grim, and I learned that 4 doors down around 8 years ago on April 23rd. What is the date today? Oh, thank God, it's the 16th.
April 16th.
Okay, it's the 16th. That scared me for a second. The man informed me that it was the same day as his anniversary. That's how he knew the specific date. There was an accident with a young boy named Ben in the neighborhood shortly after his parents moved, and despite any further attempts to talk to the man to get more information, he wouldn't divulge anything else. I went back and started playing again. I loaded up the game and immediately I jumped at the title screen where the mask flies by. The sound that played was not the normal whoosh sound. It was something much more higher pitched. I pressed start, bracing for the worst. But just like 2 nights ago, the files "Your Turn" and "Ben" were displayed. Truth be told, I looked at the Ben file earlier. It seems to fluctuate between displaying the owl save and not. I brought up the Ben file, hesitated for a moment, noticing that the stats were not the same as they originally were 2 days ago. It seemed like he had already completed the Stone Tower Temple this time. Summoning my courage, I selected it. Immediately, I was thrust into complete chaos. Surely enough, I was outside Stone Tower Temple, but that's about all that was expected. The zone itself wasn't called Stone Tower Temple, but rather Stone. Immediately a dialogue box of complete gibberish that I couldn't make out greeted me. Oh, it's Doki Doki Literature Club. Link's body was distorted. His back was cocked. His back was
cocked.
Yeah. His back was cocked violently to the side, where his posture was permanently disfigured. Link's expression was dull, almost monotonous. He had an expression on his face that I didn't recognize before. It was a blank look, as if he was dead. As Link stood there, his body spasmed irregularly back and forth. I examined what had become of my avatar and noticed that I had a C button item I had never seen before. Some kind of note. But pressing it did nothing. Sounds played back and forth that I didn't recognize from the game. Almost demonic in nature. Okay, that's it. I'm fucking done. You're going to the freaking ends of the earth. You are done for, console game.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some kind of high-pitched yip or some kind of laugh or something playing in the background. I had all of 2 minutes to take in the environment before another one of those Can I talk? Before another one of those fucking elegy of emptiness statues was summoned, and immediately after I was cut into the dawn of a new day screen. Except this time. I did that wrong. Whatever. After I was cut into the dawn of a new day screen. Except this time, it was without the thing. The 6 subtext. I was a Deku?
Deku.
I was a Deku scrub in Clocktown.
Or a Deku. It's either one.
This scene would normally play after the first time you traveled back in time. Tattle? Tattle would say, what just happened? As if everything has, but instead of saying started, but instead of saying started over, she finished her remark in the broken text as the laugh of the happy masked salesman played in the background. I was put in control of my character, but from a fucked up camera angle. I was looking from behind the door of the clock tower, watching my avatar run around as a Deku scrub. Seeing as how I really had no place to go because I couldn't see anything, I begrudgingly went inside the door. There, I was greeted by the happy masked salesman who simply told me, "You've met a terrible fate, haven't you?" before the screen widened out. I was in Termina?
Termina Field, or yeah.
I was in Termina Field again as oh my fucking god. I cannot words right now. Fuck me. Stalker statue appears in dream. That's awkward. That's awkward moment when you start dreaming about your subscribers. That's good. I was in Termina Field again as a... Oh my god! I was in Termina Field as a human again. I might as well not have been playing the same game anymore. I was being warped around, and there was no sign of a day clock or anything. I lost my place. I took a moment to get my bearings as I looked around the field, and immediately I could tell this was not normal. There were no enemies, and a twisted version of the Happy Mask Salesman's theme was playing. I decided to run towards the woodfall before I noticed a gathering of 3 figures off to the side. One of them being Epona? I don't know.
Epona, I think.
Epona. As I approached them, to my horror, I saw the Happy Mask Salesman, the Skull Kid, and the Elegy of Emptiness statue just standing there. I figured maybe they were bugged out, but by now I told myself that I should know better. Nevertheless, I approached them carefully and found that the Skull Kid was playing some kind of idle animation on loop. Same with Epona, and the Elegy of Emptiness statue was doing what it had been doing all along. Just standing there eerily. It was the Happy Mask Salesman that scared me more profoundly than the other 2. He too was idle, wearing that shit-eating grin. What? Wearing that shit-eating grin? What kind of sentence is that? He too was idle, wearing that shit-eating grin. But wherever I moved, his head slowly turned and followed me. I had not engaged in any dialogue with him, nor was I in combat with him. Yet his head still continued to follow my movements. Reminded of my first encounter with the Skull Kid on top of Clock Tower, I pulled out my ocarina. I pulled out my ocarina, to which the game played the ding sound when you're supposed to play your ocarina, and tried a song I hadn't played yet. The Happy Mask Salesman's own song, and the song that had been playing on loop back in day 4. The Song of Healing. I finished playing the song, and as I did, an ear-piercing shriek blasted on my TV. The sky immediately started flashing. The Happy Mask Salesman's twisted theme song sped up, intensifying the fear inside of me, and Link exploded into flames and died again. The 3 figures...
This is becoming more actual.
The 3 figures stayed lit up during The three-figure state lit up during my death screen as they watched my lifeless body burn. I can't describe to you how sudden and terrifying the transition from eerie to horror... the transition from eerie to terror it is. You're going to have to watch the video if you want to see firsthand. The same fear that caused me to lose sleep 2 days ago started to grip me again as I was met with the text, "You've met a terrible fate, haven't you?" for the third time. Fourth time, technically. There has to be some kind of meaning behind that. I had little time to ponder as I was immediately given another small cutscene of transforming into a Zora, and I found myself in Great Temple Bay. Hesitant but curious to see what the game had in store for me, I slowly made my way towards the beach, where I found Epona. I wondered why the game had decided to put her here. Was the game implying she was trying to get a drink, unable to take the mask off? I decided that riding the steed wasn't the reason she was placed here. Suddenly, I realized that Epona kept neighing, and the way she was angled made it look like she was trying to signal a point to me off in the distance. It was a hunch, but I dove into Great Bay and started swimming. Sure enough, I almost missed it. I found something at the bottom of the ocean. One last Elegy of Emptiness statue. Okay, that's creepy. I went down to examine it, and suddenly my Zora started doing a choking animation I had never seen a Zora do before. Which didn't even make sense, because Zoras can breathe underwater. Regardless, my character choked to death, and died again? Oh my god. And again, the statue was the only thing that was highlighted in my death. I didn't respond this time. I was booted back to the main menu as if I had restarted the console. The press start screen was before me. I knew the only reason why it put me here is because the save files had changed again. Taking a deep breath, I pressed start, and I was right. The new save files told me about Ben. Now, what? The new save files told me about Ben? Now it made sense why the statue appeared when I tried to go to the laundry pool. The game must have anticipated how I would have tried to escape the Day 4 clock town. The two save files told me his fate. As I suspected, Ben was dead. He had drowned. Roll credits! This game obviously isn't through with me. It taunts me with the new save files. It wants me to keep playing. It wants me to go further. But I'm done with this shit. I am not touching any more of the files. This is already way too horrifying for me, and I don't even believe in the paranormal, but I'm running out of explanations. Why would someone send me this message? I don't understand it. I just get too depressed thinking about this. The depression is a hint, dumbass. The footage is up here for those who want to see it and try and analyze it. Maybe there's some kind of coded message in the gibberish or something symbolic in what I went through. I'm too emotionally and mentally drained to fuck with it anymore. Can you say hi Nick Gurr to my friend Nick Gurr? Hi Nick Gurr. Okay, that was pretty short. I feel like that's unfair to you because you read like a lot. You want me to read over this part too?
Okay, so we have a very, very long one.
Do you want me to read over it? Because I feel like it's kind of unfair to you because you read a long as shit one and then I get a short one and then you have to read another long as shit one. Or is this... Hang on. Oh no, this part's really, really, really short.
Okay.
Okay, I'll read, I can... Whatever. Go for it.
Okay. Ben Drowned, Part 3. Drowned.
Lovely.
I know it's early in the morning. I've stayed up all night. I can't sleep. I don't care if people see this. That's not the point. I just want the word to get spread so I don't suffer for nothing. I've lost the will to type about this. The less I dwell on this, the better. I think the video just speaks for itself.
This is what killed Ben.
I did what you guys told me to. I played the Elegy of Emptiness song at the first prompt by the game I was given. But I think that's what the game, or Ben, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm even humoring the absurd idea that he exists in the game, wanted me to do. He's following me now.
It follows.
Not just he's in my dreams. I see him
Oh,
all the time
jeez.
behind my back, just watching me. I haven't gone to any of my classes. I've stayed in my stayed in my dorm room with the windows closed and the blinds shut.
And now you
That
see how
way, I
Ben
know he
died.
can't watch me.
Now you're
Oh,
seeing how
wow.
Ben died. Basically, the game is pushing him to that point. That's
Yeah,
what killed him.
but he still gets me when I play. When I play, he can still see me. The game is scaring me now.
Get rid of it!
Yeah, get rid of it! Throw the goddamn thing in the trash!
No, don't throw it in the goddamn trash. Take it to the freaking ocean and
Burn
throw
it!
it. Don't burn it. Don't burn it either.
Okay, don't burn it?
No, don't burn it.
Okay.
Drown it. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
drown it! Yes, drown it!
Oh man, that was bad.
But he still gets me when I play. When I play, he can still see me. Okay, sorry, I just read. It talked to me for the first time. Not just using text that's already in the game. It spoke to me. Talked to me.
Okay.
It referenced Ben. It talked to me. I don't know what it means.
Hey.
I don't know what it wants. I never wanted this. I just want my old life back.
Then get rid of the game.
Game! Stuff like this doesn't happen to people like me. I'm just a kid, not even old enough to drink yet. It's not fair. I want to go home. I want to see my parents again. I'm away from home here at this school. I just want to hug my mom again. I just want to forget that statue's horrible blank face. My original game file is back, just the way I left it before it was gone. I don't want to play anymore. I feel like something bad will happen, but that's impossible. It's a video game. Haunted or not, it can't hurt me, right? Like, seriously though, it can't, right? That's what I keep telling myself, but every time I think about it, I'm not so sure.
Dude. Oh my goodness. Some people are so stupid. Okay, I guess I'm reading. Oh my goodness. How do you pronounce this word? Jaducible?
Jaducible?
I have no idea
how to pronounce that either. Sorry.
But Jesus Christ. If the game is talking
Jesus
to you,
Christ.
get rid of the game. Don't prolong.
Yeah, just get the fuck rid of it. Get rid of it.
Okay, here we go. Let me just clear things up. I know you guys are worried, but Jaducible is okay. He finished moving out today, and he said he's going back home. He's just taking his semester off. I'm not really sure what happened. I have a vague idea, but you guys probably know more than I do. I'm Jaducible's roommate, and obviously, I knew something was wrong with him for a few days now. Wait a minute, is this from the perspective of somebody else's? Oh, this is from the perspective of somebody else, and this is the character we're talking about.
Oh.
Jaducible, whoever the fuck that is. He stayed in it. I knew something was wrong with him for a few days now. He had a burp and he died. He stayed in his room all the time, fell out of contact with literally all of his friends, and I'm pretty sure he hadn't been eating hardly anything. After the second day, I couldn't stay in there anymore, so I've been crashing at my buddy's place. I lost my place. Only coming into my room to get stuff that I need. I tried talking to him several times, but he would just cut me off or keep the conversation brief when I asked him about his strange behavior. It was like he was convinced something was hunting him. Yesterday I came to grab my philosophy book, and he approached me looking awful, like horrible bags under his eyes. He handed me a flash drive and gave me specific instructions. He told me that he needs me to do one last favor for him. He finally explained to me what had been going on. Gave me the account info to his YouTube account, and told me that he's getting away from here, that it lured him to play it again instead of trying to change things, and that he shouldn't have done that. And to upload the footage and inform people what happened. I told him that he could do it. Fuck. I told him that he could do it himself, and he got this wild look in his eye and told me that he is never looking at that game again. And that's the last thing he said to me. He never even said bye when his parents came to pick him up. I never even got to meet his parents. I honestly can't tell you what happened. When he spoke, it was kind of hard to understand him, and his fucked up appearance really distracted me. On the flash drive, there was the oh no. He passed it on to him, didn't he? He passed it on to him.
Yeah.
Wow. Now this is turning into the Ring video, basically.
Jeez.
What? Oh no. Was the old man Ben? It's slowly coming to me with his appearance being like, you know, gray. Like he looks like shit. Remember the old man? He didn't look so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, was that Ben? Oh boy. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's find out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I honestly can't tell you what happened. When he spoke, it was kind of hard to understand him, and his fucked up appearance really distracted me. On the flash drive, there was the footage of the game last night, a text document with his name, and a password for YouTube. And a third document called thetruth.txt, containing what he told me were his notes that he had taken. He told me that this meant everything to him, that I follow his instructions exactly. Normally, I wouldn't be so to the letter for request over a fucking video game, but the way he spoke and the way he looked made me know. What? Gave me an idea. Let me know, or gave me an idea. And the way he looked let me know that this was really serious. Take a shot, chat. And I'm going to honor that. I've had this video since yesterday, fuck a dick. But I had to have someone help me use Pinnacle. That's not really my forte. That after watching it, I had to go back through and look at his other videos on his YouTube account to realize what was going on, and even then, I'm really, really confused. The video I'm releasing tonight, thetruth.txt, will be released on September 15th, just like he requested. Oh dear, that's 2 days before my birthday.
Yeah, oh dear.
I haven't dared speak. Man, the freaking date's being so close. I haven't dared peek at it yet, so the first time I see it, it will be the first time you see it out of respect to my friend. To answer your questions, no. I haven't tried calling him yet. I think I'll give him a call tomorrow to see if he's okay or not. He should have gotten back home by now. He's dead.
Yeah.
He died in a car crash and fell into a river and drowned. How much you wanna bet?
Yeah.
About the video.
I say we take a drink if he drowns.
Oh dear. About the video. In this video, I cut straight to when he loaded the Ben file in the game. Looking back, I realized that Jadusable left the select fuck dicks. Looking back, I realized that Jadusable left the save select screen in because it said a different name sometimes. So my bad for that. But all it said this time was the same at the end of his last video. Link and Ben. Nothing different. I wasn't there when he played it, but it looks to me like in the beginning when he first spawns, he's testing out his equipment. He's testing out his equipment, or seeing the items he has or something, because apparently they've changed randomly before. Then, after that, I just think the game got too personal for him. Okay, and
well,
finally, the truth is revealed. Oh, it's back to the guy. It's back to the guy's freaking thing.
Oh boy.
It's actually back to the main character point of view now. It took a break for a second.
Okay, hey guys, do here. This will be the last time you will be hearing from me, and this final gift to you. These are the notes that I have taken and the realizations I've made. Before I delve into this, I want to thank you for following me and thank you for listening. It feels like the weight of a powerful burden is about to be lifted. By the time you read this, I won't be around. But after spending 4 days with a maddening game, I have begun to understand what's really at play here. And hopefully after reading this, we can we can ensure that this never happens again. There are things that I could not share with you while this was going on, due to the circumstances to which I'll explain. With Ben blocking any attempt I made to try and relate the truth to you, I tried, ever so subtly, to warn you guys in various ways. Amidst the chaos and my delirium...
Or amidst.
Amidst the chaos and my delirium, I devised a barely noticed... wait, what?
Barely noticeable.
Devised... Take a shot!
I devised. Yeah, that's incorrect. I devised a way to make a wow, that's a big mess up. 2 shots for that one.
Yeah, 2 shots. Okay.
At least it's not beer, it's water.
Alright, I devised to make a barely noticeable pattern in my videos. In all 5 videos I recorded over 4 days, I have either had the Mask of Truth interacted with a Gossip Stone, or the Lens of Truth equipped at some point. For you Zelda enthusiasts, these are all the symbols of honesty and trustworthiness, and I hope that one of you may have picked up on the reference. As I played the file, which I would name Ben, being mindful of how Ben was watching over my every move in the game, I made a point to avoid doing anything too obvious. But I sent out a hidden message to you guys. I never equipped the lens, nor the mask, nor visited a stone. It worked, and the video was uploaded. I prayed that someone would notice the pattern. Didn't apply to Ben.
That didn't apply to Ben.
That didn't apply to Ben.
There's another typo.
Yeah, take a shot.
Here we go again. God, how many more?
I don't know. Let's see. Tags follow suit, too. I hope you guys paid attention to those as well. They were my little messages to you.
My little messages.
Nothing big enough.
Sorry.
Nothing big enough that would catch Ben's attention or make him suspect anything. With Ben manipulating and changing my file, I honestly hope that what you guys saw was close to what actually happened. But there is no way for me to know. This may be a long read. I don't have time to proofread or make all of my research pretty, but here it all is.
No shit, Sherlock.
Okay. September 6, 2000. 11 p.m. Can't believe what happened. Not sure if this is some kind of elaborate hoax. Despite the fear, I can't help but be exceptionally curious about this. Who or what is the statue? Lots of questions here. I'm starting this document as a diary so I can keep track of everything. I'm typing up a summary of what happened so I can come back to it later. September 10th, September 7th, 2010. Hold on, excuse me. 2:10 a.m. Summary was posted here. You can go back and look at my first post for day 4. .wmv for that.
Wow.
4:23 a.m. I can't sleep. I've been trying so hard, but the harder I try, I just get more restless.
Oh, okay,
I just feel like that statue is appearing whenever I close my eyes. 8:20 a.m. Didn't sleep at all. Just going to start my day. I don't think I have the energy to go to class today. I'm going to drive back down to talk to that old man, taking my buddy Tyler with me just in case. 1:18 p.m. Back home now.
A lot happened.
No sign of the old man. Really weird that he appears to be moving the next day.
No shit, Sherlock.
But maybe the for sale sign was up there yesterday and I just didn't notice it. Tyler wants to know what's gotten me all worked up. I didn't tell him. Going to eat. Feel like death. 3:46 p.m. Could have sworn driving back from Subway that I saw the LG statue buried in some shrubbery staring at my eye. Now I definitely need sleep.
Okay, that's a little screwed up.
5 o'clock p.m. 5 p.m. Don't think a lot of people believe me if I told about what's happening. Think I'm going to start posting this on the internet. Think I'll just use the summary. These notes are pretty sporadic. 6 p.m. Connected my capture card to my computer to upload the footage. Thought my computer froze for a second. Made this strange popping sound when I hooked everything up. But now it seems to be working fine again. My computer can't die on me now. 7 p.m. Footage is finished uploading. The quality's a lot better than I thought it would be. Gee, guess this is a really special cartridge. I've never had it come through this clear before. 8:45 p.m. Thought I saw an icon pop up on my desktop that looked like the statue's face for a split second. Gave me quite a scare. Getting really unnerved and delirious. I'm going to crash after this. 9 p.m. Begin uploading my YouTube video on alternate account. 9:03 p.m. I don't remember having... Huh?
3 minutes later.
Yeah. I don't remember having uploaded a Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines video last year. This was probably the account that I shared with a friend last summer. I hope he doesn't mind me using it to upload this.
If he's still active, then yeah, he'll have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 9:55 p.m. Posting my summary of Dave's link to the YouTube video. Going to try to stay awake, but I'm so tired right now. September 8th, 2010. 10:48 a.m. I had a dream about the statue.
Ay, ay, ay.
I dreamed that it was following me in my dream. That I would be minding my own business when I'd feel my neck hair stand on end. I would turn around. That thing, that horrible lifeless statue would be staring those empty eyes right at me, merely inches away. In my dream, I remember calling it Ben. Or suggestion, most likely.
Okay.
Never before huh?
Okay. This text seems very familiar.
What?
Very familiar. Like this was in a previous part. I remember this text very, very, it was one of them that I read. That's how I remember it. I read the same exact.
Headset. I didn't notice you there.
I just remember the same exact text.
Mm.
So it may be doing the glitch that everybody was talking about.
Maybe. And never before had I had a that I could remember so vividly. 11:21 a.m. I really don't want to play this game again. I think I'm going back to see if that old man's there again instead. Yeah, he's gone. Come on.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He ain't coming back. 1:35 p.m. No old man, but I had an interesting conversation with his neighbor. I'll post the full thing with my summary of tonight's attempt at playing the game. Going to wait for a bit, though, and see if I can't dig up any information on the spend guide. 2:45 p.m. I've been getting random, inexplicable headaches due to the lack of sleep, and keep hearing that song in my head. Also, it's flu season, so I need to be careful not to get sick. My immune system is going to be shit right now because of that all-nighter. 3 p.m. Nothing. 3:02 p.m.
Dead hour. This is the dead hour. Oh
Dead
boy.
hour.
The time when spirits are most active. Especially demonic
Okay.
spirits.
Okay, 3:02. My computer just, on its own, opened a text document and wrote the words "hi" and www.cleverbot.com by itself. What the fuck?
You're tripping, dude.
3:46 p.m. I went to the website. It's one of those bot chatting programs. I think it's best if I just let the conversation speak for itself. Okay, 9:10 conversation. Hello? Cleverbot. Hello? Who is this? And how are you able to control my computer? Who am I? Right.
Who am I?
Forgot. You're a bot. Do you really think that? Listen, I know whoever's fucking with my computer can see my screen right now.
Yikes.
Yes. Oh god. Yeah, and I'll wager that you're one of those IT kids. The one of those it kids.
Oh, it's
shit.
oh no, what's his name? Can't remember the bully's name. Something Bowers, I remember that.
Yeah, something like that. You know what you're doing right now is illegal, right? Is it? No shit. Are you familiar with the terms invasion of privacy? Get the fuck off my computer, kid.
Or hacking?
I am your computer. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
God! Okay. Anyway. Cool story. Anyway, I'm calling DPS. You picked a bad time to fuck with me, kid.
DPS.
Should I wait until you play the game then? What?
Whoa.
That game, Majora's Mask? Yeah. How did you know about that? Because what? I did it. Did what? I played with you. What the fuck? Were you scared? Who the fuck is this? Ben. The statue? You're inside my computer now? Yes. How? You connected me. How the hell did I connect you?
Cables and cords. Oh my god.
God. Now it makes sense. How? Tell me about yourself. What? Tell me about yourself. What do you mean? What is it that really scares you? What the fuck? Answer. No. Answer. What the fuck? How the fuck did you just open that by yourself? I am your computer now.
Get rid of the computer.
Yeah, get rid of the computer. How much can you control? All. What do you want from me to entertain? You're stuck inside there. You can't hurt me. Ha.
You wanna bet?
Question. Go play. No, you can't hurt me. Took you longer to type that. So, you're not sure. If you're so powerful, why use a ridiculous site like this to chat with me? Less messy, more structured, fun. Fun.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, tradition. I like it. You think it's funny? Amusing.
Oh, yes.
And my notes? You may write them down. And why are you letting me? It is amusing to see what you think of me.
Okay.
Window closed.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, this is getting fucked up.
Throw the fucking thing out the goddamn window, break it, and burn it.
Yes, break it. Smash it with a hammer.
Either that, or take it out to the ocean, and just along with the game.
Freaking thing.
Forget I'm putting that.
Let's see.
Oh, jeez.
3:50 p.m. What have I done? I've invited it into my computer. I continue to write these notes, write my summaries. I feel like I am a prisoner in my one place security. I don't know. I don't know if I'm hallucinating or not. I feel like I'm fucking insane right now. I can feel it, watching over me, even as I type this. Ben is controlling everything in the game, toying with me, leading me like a sheep. But for what? What's the purpose? I know Ben drowned, but why these taunts? What the fuck am I even doing? It can probably even see this right now. Roar 35, summary, Ben, WMV,
Windows movie
yeah,
video.
Movie Maker video, playthrough, yeah, okay. 7:18 p.m. Ben called me to Cleverbot again.
Fuck
He
you.
tells me that he's sorry and wants to be free, and that I can free him. That just like
Don't free him.
just like how. Yeah, don't free him.
Don't.
For God's sake, don't free him.
God no. Fucking no.
That just like how he
That
got.
just makes it worse.
Wait a minute. That just like how he got on my computer from the capture card. He can spread, but he needs my help. He says I am special because I can help him. That is the first nice thing he has said to me. He promises to leave me alone if I do. He swears he will. I don't know what to think right now. How can I even trust this thing?
There we go.
7:20. I'm terrified of it. But now it's saying that it was just having fun. It's twisted and fucked up version of fun.
Verizon? There's another typo.
What?
There's another typo. He said and fucked up Verizon of fun.
Ah, gee.
It's not even funny. I got a Verizon phone. Oh no.
Yeah, right. Take a shot.
Yeah, Verizon's spelt wrong.
Oh God. Yeah, he did.
But he didn't intend to misspell it.
He says he's saying that the game is over.
Okay, that's
I do want it to be over. He says that he just wants to be free, that he's trapped in the cartridge in my computer, and he wants to be freed. I don't want to have to deal with this shit. I don't know how long I can deal watching. It's watching my every move, my every keystroke. I have nothing private in it. It knows everything that's been on my computer. It tells me that if it wanted to, it could do horrible things to me. But it hasn't, so I should trust it.
The thing is, deleting Cleverbot isn't helpful because of the fact it has control of his computer, so it can install things without him even knowing.
Yeah, that's true. Something tells me that I'm being played again, just like in the game. 9:29 p.m. Ben called me to Cleverbot again. I ignored it and went to go take a shower. When I came to my laptop, I was welcomed with an image of an LG. Oh God, another typo.
LG. Wait,
LG statue.
I was welcomed with an image of an LG statue. Where's the mistake?
With an
When I came to my laptop, I was
image LG statue staring at me with dead eyes. It should be with an image of an LG statue staring at me with those dead eyes.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to him.
Okay.
9:45 p.m. Fuck you, Ben. I'm not talking to you. Fuck you, Ben. I'm not talking. Fuck you, Ben. I'm not talking to you. Fuck you, Ben. I'm not talking to you.
Yikes.
10:45 p.m. It's been more than a half an hour, and the messages have stopped. Ben has stopped. I'm beginning to think that Ben isn't confined to just my computer and cartridge. I'm beginning to feel something. It's hard to explain it. I've never been spirited, but there's something different about the air in my dorm now. 11:42 p.m. I'm beginning to see the LG statue randomly as I search the internet in places I shouldn't. Places where...
Oh my God.
I'd be scrolling down and suddenly I'm staring at a picture of the LG statue. Always the LG statue. I don't know how much more I can take. How much more of this I can take. September 9th, 2010.
Is this going to end on 9/11?
Oh no. Oh God, that's kind of sick. Alright.
Yeah.
12:35 a.m. My worst fears confirmed. Ben has tampered with my summary of ben.wmv. I looked at the summary and posted forums for the ben.wmv file.
You keep wanting to say AMV.
Parts have been omitted. There is no mention of Ben existing outside the game. there is no mention of moon children. Of the moon children. How could he have been that quick to delete the post without me noticing?
That's
I'm
not
wondering
even
if
funny.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
no, it's not even funny because someone named Lord Ben Maza just popped up in the freaking chat.
Oh, really? Oh, hey Ben.
So he's a Ben. In a story about
God.
Ben. Oh man, Ben, we're actually reading a story about something named Ben that's apparently some sort of supernatural being that can exist in a video game and in your computer if you plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. Sorry. Oh God.
What? Well, that.
He says, "Oh God."
All right.
XD.
I'm wondering if maybe
No, I'm not the
that I
ghost.
was seeing everything, that I was posting everything, but in reality, Ben was posted. His
Posting.
was posting his own. Yeah. Take a shot.
Down. And that Ben is trademarked. Oh, I didn't realize that.
I'm going to ask Ben why he did it. He isn't responding to me on Clever. It's just giving me the generic responses it usually does. I'm just talking to a bot this time. I think Ben is mad at me.
Well, who cares?
The moon children appeared in my dream night.
I don't even want to know what they look like.
They lifted up their mask. It should be they lifted off their mask.
No, it can be lifted up because they can just like reveal their faces.
Okay, good point. They lifted up their mask to reveal their hideously disfigured faces. Maggots crawling out of their orifices. Ugh. Sunken black holes where their eyes would be. A yellow smile that slowly grew bigger. And bigger as they came closer. They told me that they wanted to play. Come play with us.
You took it right out of my mouth. Come play with
us.
Forever and ever.
Never. Oh God.
Come play with us, Danny. Forever and ever. Oh, fuck. Yikes.
Alright.
Okay, where the hell are you?
I tried to run from them, but the 4 children pinned me down to the ground with surprising strength. Over them stood the happy mask salesman, announcing that he had a new mask he wanted me to try. In his spastic... He spelled spastic wrong.
Where? Spastic? I don't know if that's actually a word.
I don't think that is. He was trying to write spastic, I think.
Let me check real quick. I'm on a computer. Spastic. Nope, it's spastic. God damn it.
Take a shot.
God damn it. Yes, Ben, really. It's too funny because we're reading a story with a character named Ben, and you come into the chat. That's too funny. But all jokes aside, we're reading creepypasta, technically. The first 2 were the funniest, definitely.
Oh,
those were the funny ones. Those were the fun ones.
They sure were.
Then we just went to...
Alright, where was I? Sorry.
Spastic.
Okay. In his spastic, sudden movements matching his in-game appearance, he took out a mask modeled off someone's face. I couldn't recognize.
Of a model.
Oh God damn it!
Wait a minute. He took a mask of modeled off of someone's face. Okay, he took a mask modeled off of someone's face. Shouldn't be there. Well, here we go again. We're drunker than hell over here.
Yeah.
We're struggling to read.
Okay. a younger looking face, and handed it to the moon children. Giggling, they latched it to my face, their horrible, broken bodies bouncing up and down. 2 of them held me down while the other 2 began to sew the mask onto my face. Jesus Christ.
Jesus, this is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of shit going on.
Yeah, ugh.
Like,
my shrieks and screams caused the happy mask salesman's face to turn into the most horrific smile I had ever seen. He sporadically moved around, examining this procedure like a curious doctor. In that impossible moment, I flailed around, but it was no use. My eyes rolled to the back of my head because of pain. It felt so real, but I couldn't wake up. I couldn't wake up no matter how hard I tried. I couldn't wake up. After the mask was melded onto my flesh...
oh my god.
Was melded... I think you mean welded.
I think melded...
Not meld...
I think melded is a word, or it could be melted. No, that wouldn't be right.
Yeah, melted or welded.
Melded. Melded is a word.
Oh, it is a word?
Meld, it means to blind or combine. To blind?
Oh, okay.
To blend or combine.
So, melded onto my flesh, they began sewing my legs together, then my arms.
What the
horrific feeling of a needle puncturing your legs and pulling them in and rupturing your Achilles tendon and tying them together resonated throughout my entire body.
Oh,
I tried to scream, but the mask was pressed so tightly against my face that it was my new face, and my new face had no mouth.
So you couldn't speak.
I didn't make a sound. I tried telling myself in my head that I was dreaming. Tried telling myself again and again, and suddenly the moon children stopped and looked at me. They just stared.
Oh,
and the happy mask salesman slowly bent down and stared at me inches away from my face, and grinned when he simply said, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Before the moon children resumed with increased vigor. I couldn't wake up. I couldn't wake up.
Wake me up. Wake me up inside.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
Until they had crafted me into another elder statue.
Wait.
I woke up sweating,
no,
crying, and shaking uncontrollably. I immediately ran to my computer and went for Ben.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, sweet God. Okay, September 9th, 2010, Conversation 1. Answer me, Ben. Welcome back. What is the point of doing this? Why? Amusing to see. How? Fun to play.
There is creepypastas about KFC.
Make you feel safe.
Plenty. ...
I wonder how you would have reacted. To what? If I hadn't revealed myself and stayed hidden, only doing little things to play with you. Close out your windows, turn off your computer, your mouse by itself, little things. Make you wonder if I am there, but you never know. Give you little hints that I am. I wanted to do something different with you. You did this before? Yes, and I will do it again.
To the old man.
Ben. Did you know, Ben? Won't tell you that information to you. How did Ben die? You know. No. How did he drown? Won't tell that to you. Why? It's reserved for another. Who?
Ooh.
Another. Who asked? When? Later.
The window is closed.
The window's closed. I'm beginning to think that this thing maybe isn't Ben at all.
It's a
In
demon.
its sadistic nature, I wouldn't be surprised if it took the boy's name after it killed him.
It's a demon. Demons tend to do that.
Let's see, my
They
room
mimic.
is beginning to feel different again. There's something out there. I feel really threatened. Like there is something that is trying to reach out and strangle me, but it can't quite get there.
It's a mixture of paranoia and sleep deprivation.
I think Ben doesn't want to play with me anymore. I'll play again. I'll play the game again. Ben, can you see this? I'll play the game again. Please, just stop this. Please, please. I'm going insane trying to decide what is real and what isn't.
Yeah,
Is Ben just playing a trick on me, or is this for real?
Yeah, it could be a trick. Like, it could be his sleep deprivation and all that shit.
Yeah. Is Ben generating these replies, or are people actually posting? Did I just see that screen flick in my imagination? Imagine depending on the internet and trusting your eyes your entire life and then being blinded. You can't rely on it anymore. You second guess everything. For the brief moments I am looking at my responses to the videos, people were pointing out things that looked fake, photoshopped, or whatever. And there is literally no way for me to know if Ben changed on purpose to try to shut me up. Or maybe those replies were just constructed by Ben to try to discourage me from even reaching out. See, I get fucking caught in an infinite mind like this, and this is what has been wearing on my sanity and pushing me to the edge. As I'm writing this, there's no way of even telling if anyone even cares as much as I think they do. Just another fucking trick. Is this whole document...
Does this whole document even exist? Ah!
Ah! Take a shot!
Damn it.
Does this whole document even exist? Am I writing nothing? Okay, second conversation.
Why are you still talking to this thing?
Yeah, why are you still talking to that? Okay. What is it? What is it? What's the point of playing? I die whenever I do. You die because you can't figure out the secret. What? Thematic. What the fuck are you talking about? There's beauty in your suffering. Don't you think there is beauty in your suffering?
WT in your suffering. My god. I'm running out of water.
Okay, the window is closed, okay. Ben is making me play the game again. It tells me that it has something very important to show me.
My dick.
Summary of the round WMV playthrough, summary of the children. Okay.
Oh dear.
September 10th, 2010. Okay. The drowned WMV playthrough was up when I woke up today. I remember typing it up, but I don't ever remember posting it. He censored it again. There is no mentioning of the old man. I have no voice. I am only posting what he wants to. I am the mask he uses to disguise himself as he lies. There's an entire video summary of a video that I don't remember doing. Reading through the summary, this sounds bad, resembling my dream from 2 nights ago, except our more sadistic scale. These moon children, there's something more to them, almost as if they're another entity from Ben. Something happened last night that I can't remember.
Yeah, these moon children don't seem very friendly. They just sound creepy.
Yeah. I'm posting the 4th summary to the now. Shadow my chariot.
Lovely.
Ben won't let me visit YouTube. I can browse the rest of the sites, but he keeps on exiting window when I do. Why?
Because that's where the answer lies, and that's cheating.
I'm feeling the air start to constrict. Yeah, constrict. I don't think I'm alone here. Whatever aura has been here, it's getting more violent.
It's a poltergeist.
My ears aren't fooling me. I'm hearing the reverse song of healing. I keep hearing it. Now I'm positive of it. Earlier, I thought it was a weird coincidence, but just now I went to open my window, and 3 floors down at ground level, I saw the man. I'm completely positive I did. The same guy. He was just staring up at my window, standing in the middle of campus. If any students took notice of him, they didn't seem to acknowledge it. That's where my notes end. I fled my room, taking the cartridge with me. I don't want to go into any detail of what happened. I'll lose my train of thought as I hammer out last details. It's been roughly 2 days since then. This is my last summary and service to you of the final video you guys saw. Matt WMV.
Is that his real name?
I don't know.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it's gotta be. The last video entry I made, MattW.WMV, began as normal. I was spawned in Clocktown as usual, and nothing out of place. Determined to set things right and play the to order on top of Clock Tower on the day, I prepared myself. I sped up time and got to the final day, making my way to the observatory. As I got up to the telescope room and approached the astronomer, he would not let me look into his telescope. He told me that it would be cheating and that I should follow. Despite my repeated efforts, the game would not let me do the 4-day glitch, no matter how hard or what I tried. I tried working around the game doing the glitch, but it was adamant at this point. It was adamant this time. Regardless of if I had had the illusion of free will in prior games. This time, the game became more aggressive than anything I've ever seen. It eventually told me to go to Ikana?
Ikana? I have no idea. Someone said something about that in the chat. They said that that is actually a really scary point in the game.
Ikana Canyon, where the game would end and it would stop haunting me. Anxious and desperate to end this nightmare, I played the Song of Soaring and ended up there. I was told to check my inventory, that I would find the answers there to end the game. I arrived at Ikana Canyon and saved my progress at the owl statue. As I searched through my inventory, I finally noticed that I was missing a reoccurring, the Elegy of Emptiness.
Lovely.
Obviously, once I traveled there and learned the song, I was at the last thing it needed before Ben decided it had enough fun. It had had enough fun playing with me. Ben is a manipulator. He tries to his victims in security.
Whoops.
And makes you drop your guard like Venus flytrap. He ensnares them. Yeah, ensnare.
Oh,
Ensnare. Oh God, take a shot. I am nothing but a puppet to him. He enjoys seeing what kind of human I tap into by doing different things. There are still some things about this whole experience that still don't make sense. But then again, I never was good at figuring out these things. And I'm not exactly in the right state of mind to. I'm giving you all the pieces of the puzzle for you to analyze and piece together the missing links. I am typing these closing on the library computer on campus. And I've emailed myself the notes I have stored on my infected computer for the last 4 days. I'm then going to combine these combine those and copy paste these notes with the closing/openings that I've typed here on the safe public computer into one text document. It's supposed to be, I'm then going to combine those and
Hang on,
and copy paste.
I'm then going to combine those copy paste those notes with the closing openings. So much freaking words.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm sure your throat's about ready to give out.
Well, actually, surprisingly not yet. Okay, I'm not taking any chances spreading Ben. I would not wish this horrible torment on anyone. I've made sure to have my bases covered here. I didn't run into any problems with Ben when I was back on my computer trying to email myself those notes. Went right under his fucking nose. He has no idea he just let me do. Had no problems opening the text document from my affected computer in my email either. I can't describe to you how it feels to finally be able to get a word out in post. The nightmare ends here. That said, do not download any of my videos or anything about my videos through a YouTube / audio ripper, a screen grab, whatever. I don't know how he can spread, but I know that just watching them on YouTube / reading my text won't be able to help him spread. I won't be able to allow him to spread. Otherwise, he wouldn't have needed my help in the first place. But I strongly recommend you do not take anything you see streaming online onto your own personal computer. This will be my last posting. I'm putting up this forum here for the world. If you see any further posts from me after today's current date, September 12th.
Okay, so it did 9/11.
Yeah.
That's good.
And after the current time, 12:08 a.m., discredit them. It already has proven to me that Ben can access my password and manipulate my computer, and like I said, I have no idea to what extent it can do that. But know that it will do anything to break free. He is desperate. To ensure your safety, just forget about me, please. And obviously, this goes without saying, but from here on out, do not download any images I may have put up, any files, anything. This 5th day will be my last day. I'm going to burn the cartridge and then come back to destroy my laptop.
It's about fucking time.
Time! Yeah, again, even though I don't even know, this is sort of bittersweet for me. This semester, I really didn't have any, rather, I stopped paying it. But I suppose that's partially to blame because I am the genius who picked to live in a single. I suppose someone to get a hold of me and save me before I got into this game would have literally saved my life. However, it proved too much for me. I'm just glad it happened to me. It happened to me and I could get the warning out so that Ben dies here. Lastly, thank you for taking the time to open this and open yourselves up to me by hearing my story, despite maybe not believing me. You didn't have to do that. Really, you shouldn't have. Your support this entire time has kept me going, and now I am finally free. Thanks again, Jaducible.
Okay, I think I know what's going on. Jaducible is not the guy, because the final one was Matt.wmv. So I feel what's talking to us here is Ben. And that Ben didn't actually let it through. He basically altered the file, and he's not really free. He's dead. I feel like that's the case here. And Arcanum says, Icona Canyon where Zelda meets Resident Evil. It's probably something to do with zombies, I'm guessing. Alright, I will do Arcanum's request, and then I think I'm going to close the stream off, because it's getting to over 3 hours long.
Yeah, it is, and it's like 11 o'clock here for me.
Yeah, he said only do maybe if I can find the link. There it is. He said to only do the prologue, which is only about 1,000 something words, so that's not that bad. Yeah, that was a good creepypasta. I'll say that. That was actually a really good creepypasta. Very well. Also, notice how the links were there as you went along, and the lovely imagery. And he said not to download the imagery. That's why I think it was Ben talking to us. I think Ben is trying to prohibit you from seeing the truth of what really happened to Matt.
I wonder if those videos are actually real.
I don't. I know it's just a creepypasta. They are real actually. Because they're videos. Because they're videos, they're real. Shows how gullible I am to the internet. Been watching this for 3 hours and it's 4 in the morning. Jesus Christ. Alright, so you told me to do prologue only. Okay, that's fine. If I can get there first. Oh my god, what the fuck? Is that Fluttershy? A hidden room, a dusty doll, a simple rhyme. Who knew that such a small list of things could ruin Diamond Tiara's life? It began with a tick. And ends with a giggle. Will she be her Tinker Toy's friend? Okay. This will be the last one. Oh, I like dark mode better on my phone.
So wait, this is the actual author, I think. The YouTube videos. The YouTube channel. That's the author of the story.
Well, you gotta make it seem real. Oh god, I gotta do Diamond. Oh shit. Unless you want to voice act as Diamond Tiara. I mean, I think you can do her
I've
voice.
never actually done Diamond Tiara, but I'll give it a shot.
Alright, last one. I think I drank enough water in that entire story to... Yeah. Okay. A sigh slipped past Diamond's muzzle as she walked through her family mansion. The long halls that seemed endless to those not familiar to them were no obstacles to her. Afternoon sunlight filtering past the curtains of the tall windows that lined the walls. As it stood, she could walk the halls with her eyes closed and know exactly where she was, and there's a typo, and how to get to her desired destination. Unfortunately, that did little to fix her current conundrum.
Alright. I wish I had more friends.
Well then don't be so mean to him. She muttered to herself. It wasn't the first time such words left her lips, and as things stood, wouldn't be the last. Make no mistake, she still cherished the friendship she had. Silver Spoon had been her closest friend for years, even when she was at her worst, and she was eternally grateful for her loyalty. It was when that bond almost severed forever that she truly understood how dear the filly was to her. Ship. And even if they didn't get to see them as often as she would have liked, she was more than happy to call the CMC her friends. No, more than that. They were the first friends she made, aside from Silver, that she could remember that weren't able to be a future connection. Wait, that weren't meant to be a future connection, man. Blech. They were ponies that she could care about and be accepted for who she was now, and that she wasn't trapped by her mother's expectations. But she still wished she had more friends. It shouldn't be that hard a thing to do. Talk to some pony, find some common ground, then let nature take its course. The problem was that most foals weren't as forgiving as the CMC. While the rest of her classmates were friendly towards her, she could see the fear in their eyes when they met hers. As it stood, making new friends...
It looks like the stream just went offline. Oh, wait, never mind. There we go.
Yeah, my internet's probably just having a little tinker. No pun intended. Where did it cut off?
Let's see.
Yeah, it says it's still green.
Alright.
That's good. Okay, so I guess I'll just start that. But she still wished she had more friends. It shouldn't be that hard of a thing to do. Talk to some pony, find some common ground, and then let nature take its course. The problem was that most foals weren't as forgiving as the CMC. While the rest of her classmates were friendly towards her, she could see the fear in their eyes when they met hers. As it stood, making new friends was a pipe dream at best. She knew that quality always meant great quantity in these sorts of things, and that she should be grateful for what good friends she did have. But it still stung that her past mistakes prevented her from forming any new bonds. Rebon.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe, alright, maybe I should find a hobby or something.
No. Above, italicized.
Oh, it's funny.
She thought
My
as
family has so much money, and the one thing I really want, I can't buy. Guess Apple Bloom was right. Not everything can be solved with bits.
she thought as she stepped into one of the mansion's guest rooms. With a sigh, she fell to her haunches and leaned against the wall adjacent to the door.
Maybe I should find a hobby or something.
Suddenly, she mumbled. Suddenly, the wall behind her opened out, leading to her letting out a yelp of shock as she fell through. A thick cloud of dust filled the air, forcing a few coughs out of her as she tried to get to her hooves.
What happened?
She wheezed. For a few minutes, all she could see was dust and darkness, but after some time, it settled and her eyes adjusted. What she saw filled her with dread. It was a room, furnished in the most bare necessities ponies could find. A simple dresser that looked like it hadn't been used in several decades sat in one corner of the room. A wardrobe in a similar state stood at the wall opposite the dresser, its mirror doors covered in a thick coat of dust. What scared her was what stood at the heart of the sealed bedroom. A bed stood in its center, ornate in design and finely crafted. Curled up on it was what looked like a sleeping foal. Curled up on it was what looked like a sleeping foal. Though, judging by how still it was very possible that it was that it was doing more than just sleeping. She needed to find some pony. She needed to tell some pony what she found, but her hooves were fused to the floor with apprehension. Every instinct she had told her that she had to run. That what was in the room was very dangerous, but fear kept her from listening. Fear and curiosity. It was that very same curiosity that led her to walking into the hidden room, the same curiosity that she would come to regret in the not-so-distant future. Slowly, she made her way to the bed, her hoof steps echoing hollowly as she closed in on the sleeping figure. Once she was... Fuck, that scared the shit out of me. Ugh, that notification scared me. Once she was standing next to the bed, she let out a relieved sigh. In the light that shone through the opening into the room, she could see that what she thought was a foal was nothing but a doll. And a very... Oh god, dolls. I hate dolls. I hate dolls. I hate dolls. Let me guess, it's an Annabelle. And a very well-crafted one at that. Even with the little knowledge she had in regards to such things, she could tell it was a work of art. It was dark blue with a black mane and tail. The long eyelashes it sported on its closed eyes showed that it was designed to resemble a filly. In all honesty, if it wasn't for the seams it had where its joints were supposed to be, she would have thought that she was looking at a sleeping filly. She even half expected her to wake up. The craftsmanship was so good. She even half expected her to wake up. The craftsmanship was so good. Oh, whoops. I'm in the wrong place. As fascinated as she was by what she was seeing, the whole situation left her uneasy. Starting to grow uncomfortable, she started to leave only to stop at the last second as something caught her eye. A piece of paper was held in the doll's forehooves like a teddy bear. Again, curiosity pulled her forward as she gently pulled the parchment out of its grasp. Squinting in the dim light provided, she could make out that it was some kind of hoof-written poem. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
So a poem. Well, Rebon, that's your cue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tinker toy, wrapped in gold and painted blue. Tinker toy, I long to spend time with you. Tinker toy, a lonely heart that aches for a friend. Tinker toy, a smile that never ends. Tinker toy, a day of play that never stops. Tinker toy, games of tag and crops. Tinker toy, tinker toy. Tinker toy, fill me with endless glee. Tinker toy, will you be friends with me? Tinker toy, tinker toy, tinker toy.
It's a curse.
Yeah, it's a curse.
Confused, she stored the poem in her mane and stepped out of the secret room, careful to close the hidden door. A soft click filled the room as the door's latch fell into place. For a moment, the room returned to the same silence it endured for countless decades. But then, a soft tickling began ticking. But then, a soft ticking began to fill the void of the once forgotten room. It started out faint, a barely perceptible sound, but in time, it became impossible to ignore. A steady rhythm, like the beating of a metallic heart, filled the room. Tick, 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 tick. But that didn't remain dominant for long, as new sounds entered the fray. The sound of metal joints bending for the first time in years, and a soft coughing that soon turned into girlish giggles. Then a young girl's voice echoed through the room. Diamond tiara, Tinker hears you. Diamond tiara, you will never be blue. Diamond tiara, a forever smile you will keep. Diamond tiara, our games will be great, you will see. Diamond tiara, such great fun you'll have with me. Diamond tiara, and should you need one more friend, Diamond tiara, I will be with you all the way till the end. Diamond tiara, Diamond tiara, Diamond tiara. A fit of giggles filled the room, its sole inhabitant thrashing in glee. Her shackles were now broken. It was finally time for her. It was finally time for Tinker Toy to play. Muhahahahaha.
Wow, actually, that was really good.
That's only prologue. I feel like that story could just work on its own. Like, right there. Bam.
Yeah.
I had way too much fun at the end right there.
But prologue, actually, that was really good.
Yeah. I might actually do a reading of this. I don't know.
Actually, I actually count me in, because actually this looks interesting.
I mean, it screams Annabelle. Honestly, it does.
It does.
But Annabelle is one of my biggest fears. I have good reason to fear that freaking doll. But anyways, I think that is going to wrap it up for this stream. So, thank you all for joining in, and thank you, Rebon, for joining in as well. Hopefully your vocal cords got a good workout.
Yeah, and I think it did.
Holy crap, 3.5 hours. Holy shit.
Yeah, no kidding there.
So, let us know if you want more of this. I plan to do more of these anyways. This was a lot more fun with a friend. Like, it was a lot of fun at the beginning, just doing those crap fics that were a lot of fun just to play with. And then,
yeah, it was.
I think the best one was honestly Ben Drowned. The pony one was really good. I really liked that one. But Ben Drowned, I really liked that one. That one's actually really cool and very well written, despite a lot of mistypes. And the length being kind of ridiculous. But still very well written, and that's how well written stories are made. So, thank you guys for joining, and I've got some more stuff coming soon, and hopefully you'll join me next time for the next narration stream. Hopefully we can have Rebon back if she wants to join, because this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. I really enjoyed this as well.
Especially with the voice acting included. That was a lot of fun. But, yep, that's it for this stream, and thank you guys for joining, and until next time, happy horse until the next stream, and take care. Rebon, you have anything to say before we go?
Alright, well, good night, everyone. I hope you enjoyed us, reading a whole bunch of, some crappy pastas and a whole reading of Ben Drowned.
Yeah.
So let's hope maybe next time we could be able to do some others. I'm all for it.
Awesome. Well, see you guys soon, and happy horrors until the next time.